Jump on that like button out there, family. Jump on that like button so we can turn up. In a real way. Shout out to OG Eric Watkins. Shout out to the homie Mr. TD. Shout out to Superior Minds in the super chat. Man, y'all done ran me raggedy, man. I'm gonna drop the link down there for y'all. Y'all gonna have to turn up. What's up with it, OG Donald Grant? I'm dropping the link down there for y'all. Talik, I send it to you on IG. Shout out to the homie Bellagio, man. BCU Jaguar membership. 8 months. Shout out to Superior Mind. 16 months. Hey, they be seeing us out here on YouTube, laughing, joking around. You know, we get in the bag, we square business. That's all we do back there. All we do is scratch. At the highest level of the motherfucking game, nigga. Oh, man. Feel like Apollo. Feel like Zeus. We back there battling with goddamn Apollo, Zeus. All of the giants, you know. In the real way. Step into them. Bellagio come with the 8-month membership pressure. Hey, man, the link in the chat, man. I told y'all I'm finna go. Hey, man, did I drop the link? Let me drop it and pin it. Y'all niggas said go live. I said, all right, I'll do it if y'all hop on the panel. That was the deal. That was the goddamn deal. I said, hey, man, I go live. I ain't fucked up about it. But, man, y'all gonna have to jump on the panel, man. Okay, look like we got a few people. Peace, turn up.
Peace. Can you hear me?
Nah, your mic like bad, real bad.
What's going on, family?
Let me get on.
Peace to you, man.
Nah, yeah, man. That was oh, my bad. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm just saying, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you clear now.
Good. Okay, y'all go ahead, man. Cause I gotta get my shit together. Y'all go ahead. Shit.
So yeah, that was I wouldn't even know how to describe what the hell I just heard. But you know, I was sitting here thinking, like, as you came to a close, bro. The people that you debating right now, there has to be something bigger. It can't be just with these folks, because at the end of the day, you're not even really debating people. You really a teacher. Like this.
Yeah. I'm telling you. But Top already know this shit. I'm telling you, go to them lectures. Top really playing with them. Like I'm talking on the little level. Like he don't even, when he go to the debates, he don't even be pulling out this from the lecture, bro. Like these niggas don't know shit compared to what he know. You see what I'm saying? Man, Top be. Go ahead, my bad, because I'm gonna talk about what the fuck he had going on in the election.
Nah, man.
Nah, yeah, keep going.
The truth, man. Damn.
Hey, hold up. Hey, man, we had way more people in the election, man. Especially if your ass got in for free. You need to be on the panel, goddamn. See, that's this shit we be talking about. Get on the panel, man. What's your take? Especially if you one of them niggas, somebody that donated a ticket to you and everything, man. They done got you in there, and see, nigga don't want to put no energy back in the game. Nah, man, we can't do that, man. panel ought to be full, locked and loaded, nigga. I can't remember how many people was in there, but this motherfucker ought to be filled up to the top. Believe it or y'all, the debate is, trust me, bro. I can do that shit with one arm tied behind my back. I'm telling you, I'm a ragdoll, your boy. Nigga don't even know what's finna happen to him, fool. I'm finna break something every time I throw on this guy. It's just
Bro,
that's not even a match to me, bro.
it's almost like rather than debating Jabari, you can kind of put this on a roadmap. Put Jabari 5 years out and just go around the community knocking out everybody. So that way the anticipation of the Jabari debate, you might make like 200 grand off that debate.
Nah, because Jabari not gonna bring that value. That value was coming from me and they ain't being there.
Right.
Yeah, them niggas don't bring no value. I ain't no competition, bro. I don't like get up for this shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, you gonna fight him. We got you on the call with him, man. I'm looking at these niggas. I'm like, yeah, I stop these niggas with a body shot, bro. Like, these niggas can't fight, bro. They can't fight.
Yo, you was talking about the secret life of Abraham Lincoln. You was talking about like,
hey James, you gotta fix your mic. Your mic tripping. Sound like a robot. You're in the Matrix.
Can I just speak one time? I got my thoughts together.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is, man, you need to be debating Henry Louis Gates and them. You got to be dealing with them motherfuckers because the Jabari, them low niggas. I mean, I ain't mean to say it like that, but they need to throw him, Reggie, and them. They need to throw their master degree in garbage from Cornell. I'm sitting there thinking like, these niggas then got their mama and daddy and work their ass off for them to go to these Ivy League schools and shit, get these degrees, and it's all false, man. You know, went in debt. You know, I'm just thinking about, you know, not just them, but just in general. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't even go to their schools and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like, I'm saying it's almost like a Malcolm X type. You know how Malcolm X, like, nigga, I ain't even got to go to y'all school and I whoop y'all asses. You know what I'm saying? It's on that level. Like, you have to be dealing with niggas in Ivy League schools, Henry Louis Gates Jr. You got to be debating what's that one ass nigga that want to be dealing with Michael Dyson and them. You got to be fucking with them type niggas. You know, you got to bang on them.
Oh yeah, the educated folks.
Yeah, you can't be fucking with Jabari and them niggas. Them niggas is peons, man. And because believe it or not, the deal with Jabari and them niggas, you can beat them niggas all at one time. Like that lecture that you have, you can line up all them niggas up. Umar Johnson, all them niggas, you can beat everybody up like on some Bruce Lee shit. Like you can like whoop all of them up on that lecture alone. You can
in one setting.
In one setting. Okay, who next? What you got? Oh, okay. Let me go ahead. Okay, who next? Oh, you know what I'm saying? You can just go ahead and checkmate all them niggas all at one time.
Bro, the mental stamina you gotta have to do a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour lecture.
God damn. I ain't mean to say it.
Yeah, man, that lecture, man.
Hey.
Hey, man, there's so many points in there, man. But hey, by the way, peace to all the brothers on the panel, man, and sisters and brothers in the chat.
Peace,
man.
brother. Peace.
Peace, bro. Peace. Peace.
Hey,
peace.
The one point I want to start off, man, is the first one. The key thing, first one, for me is that whole anthropology kick down in Mississippi. And I'm gonna say that first because I'm gonna walk back to a couple points. But the first one, and then I'll let somebody else get on, is that. And I'm always an advocate for this. I keep telling people, even today in Mississippi, there's no culture of Africans in Mississippi. Period. There isn't. You go through those regions, those places, you don't see. There's no semblance of that culture nowhere down there. So that last portion of that study, what that brother did, and he debunked and came back with an opposition to the study that Herskovitz was doing. That data is exactly right. That data is exactly right. You know
Hey,
what I'm
don't
saying? So
give them too much, man. You know, they're gonna have our shit on
Yeah,
TikTok.
that's
They're gonna have
that's
our
why
shit
I
on
kind of read
TikTok
all my
freestyle.
shit.
Mix
Yeah,
it up for us.
But I'm in line with
Peace.
a. Oh my bad. Go ahead, sis.
I'm sorry, peace. Chief, you know, looking at that again, wow. I want to say peace to the chat, peace to everyone on the panel, much respect. I didn't realize how wide Herkovitz, like his students were in every area they were. While you were doing the lecture, I had looked him up, and because I'm like, I know this is a Jewish cat, and it just seems like that's the whole Jewish script in terms of culture. But when I saw some of the other people that were under his umbrella, like Catherine Dunham, I was like, damn. And then you already mentioned Zora Neale Hurston, so you have the whole Harlem Renaissance writers. And then it made me think about that scene in Raisin in the Sun when the daughter, she was real hard on the brother, and she, you know, was in college. She met the African dude, and her whole everything was switched up. And her mother was like, "You acting too high and mighty. You think the African stuff is all this and the third." Um, but at that time, you know, in the '60s, you mentioned in 1959 is when they started to recruit people to speak Bantu and teach Bantu in universities. And I'm like, damn, you know, around that time, that's when you saw like a whole influx of African professors and students coming over. Like these colleges started these exchange programs. And you see Kwame Nkrumah going to Lincoln University, and it's a whole bunch of other ones. But I didn't realize until looking at it again how they really were like in every facet of our culture. And a lot of the people that we were told, or you know, they give a lot of props to and revere in the culture, were his students. And I was like, damn.
that was a cold piece
Yeah,
though.
shit.
That's why I got
Yeah.
kind of emotional on that part though. When I met the, you
Yeah.
know, about how they walk, how they talk. You know, that was a psyop mission. That had nothing to do with anthropology. It was masking that, but that's intelligence gathering. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that shit really had fucked with me.
Intel. Yep, they doing recon.
How they walk, how they talk, you know, all this. So come on, man.
Well, like Sweet Feather was saying, when you was giving out them dates, the way I'm learning how to do this, especially being a part of the research team, is I'm lining up the dates with my family tree. And I'm thinking like, damn, my grandmama older than that. Like, what the fuck? So that was some tight work, man. That listen, that right there, the only way I can describe that level of detail is an unwavering commitment. People don't do that type of stuff at that level. That's commitment, that's sacrifice, that's man,
That's
that
spirit.
yeah.
Spirit really moved through you. Because you have to have a passion. You know, your passion will lead you, but that's spirit.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. When Will carries you on
Hey,
so far, the rest of it is something else.
yeah. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna talk about. I worded it just. So I'm gonna bring up some points, and maybe y'all could remember what was going on. Yeah, he was breaking down Secret Life Abraham Lincoln, because our people don't know who the presidents was, who the Europeans was. Our people don't understand that. He was breaking down the breeding out the Indian, the different Pan-African movements, because more than one he was bringing out. I ain't gonna say how much he was talking about, but there's more than one. And then he was talking about how the Indian was made Negro, but there's a difference between Negroes and Indians from the jump. And then he was talking about uh how we can't get too much on the, how our ancestors was using genealogy to stay who the fuck they was, which is the same shit we doing now.
Right. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, Yeah, that's where the power is at. It's in you. And that's it's hard to defeat it because even you see then, hold on, because even you see then there, we still up against the same fight. It's we putting our genealogy against their science and their doctrines. So the war is still going on. And man, we got to just continue to fight because to be honest, they have a place in it now because it's so indoctrinated and ingrained into the fabric of American thinking and culture. That yeah, we gotta fight a long fight, but it's um, you know, it is what it is. Everything's destined, man. So that'll be just my thing is, hey, understand that where we at and what we're fighting for, and why we're making the moves we're making. Um, you know, so yeah, man.
But also too was so critical. Like I didn't know none of this stuff in my. I was never raised in a household with none of that stuff. My mom and dad didn't teach none of this type of stuff. Like I didn't hear none of this stuff until I went to when I went to school or going into college and got it. That's when I really got into college. I mean, I ain't know nothing about Malcolm X until till like my senior year in high school. Like I ain't know nothing about him. I mean,
Right, right. Now we had very little. Like I say, shit. When I was going to school in Mississippi, the only time that shit was talked about is during Black History Month. And outside of that, man, those people down there, that's not part of it. People go to school out once they go to college and they start learning that crap. But back on the block, on the land, bro, don't nobody want to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to talk about that because that wasn't the stories that was passed down to us. You understand what I'm saying? So for them as Pan Africans, even to espouse the idea that your history was beaten out of you and you forgot, bro. That's like saying me going to war in the 20th century over in Afghanistan. I endure all this POW shit. They come and rescue me 15 years later, but I don't know my mom and my daddy. I just forget all that shit. How? How? Nobody can beat that out of you. You understand what I'm saying? No, so that's a whole fallacy in and of itself. Saying that trauma caused someone to forget their ancestors, their mama. That's crazy. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's almost like saying that um, you've under some type of hypnosis to now you're just going to be given a history. So I'm gonna pour this inside your brain and everything else that you had before. That's a hell of a piece of work to try to pull on somebody. While at the same time you're fighting wars here and there and there. Bro, that's a lot to be trying to do. And the stories don't fit the narrative. We know if we're looking at the records and the history, the stories don't fit that narrative. But psychologically, they have imparted that into the brains of the people, just like what Dr. John Henry said. He put it in their minds. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what they're going to accept, and that's a hard thing to get people to come out of. But the answer to that is the genealogy. They don't want to get into that genealogy. They don't want to do it. If they get into that, it blows the lid off and it destroys their whole paradigm individually, one person at a time. But collectively, they want to do that. They just want to, bandwagon because that's the missionary work of it. They have to be grouped together. There has to be a consensus in order for it to work. So they're gonna do the things that stick to the things that bind them together. As the saying goes, the ties that bind. So if they're gonna tie together and bind together around that trauma experience or that narrative that was given to them without any any real research into their own families, it's just a detriment. So and that's between them and their ancestors. But they got to deal with that. But understand they know that we here now. We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I think, learning about this stuff now and kind of reflecting on, my upbringing. No one ever said anything about African, in my household. I think the part where the ball got dropped is no one ever said what I was. So I didn't hear nothing about that until my adult years. When I kind of came into the fold and started doing my genealogy, and I asked my older brother, and I was like, "Yo, did grandma ever tell you anything about her being an Indian?" He was like, "Oh yeah, she said she was Greek." And I'm like, bro, you done went through this whole Hebrew Israelite, you done went through all of this stuff. And we, you know, we came around to this at the same time. And we had fell out for a while because he was trying to get me to join Hebrew Israelite. And I was like, I don't know what the hell you talking about. I ain't trying to do none of that stuff. I wasn't with no fraternities or nothing because there was always something that was attached to it. So, you know, growing up in school, that was all that taught something. And I hated history growing up because the shit just never made sense to me. You know, you white folks was kicking niggas' ass on February 29th, and then on March 1st, you celebrating the same niggas that you were just down shaming yesterday. So, you know, none of that shit ever made sense to me. And then, you know, coming into this, you know, full fledged, and it's like, oh shit. So now it's like, you know, you wake up with a different meaning every single day. Cause not only, you know, trying to find my own family and go back as far as I can, but helping others, you know, find theirs as well. So, you know, what Brother Hawk was saying, I'm in line with that. It's like, you know, dealing with the folks in the conscious community. You know, when I first got into this, I remember listening to y'all bang on Clubhouse, and I was like, yeah, one day I'm gonna be up there debating too, because I know I got the skills, just getting the knowledge. But then, you know, when you look at it, you know, I start to question the integrity of that shit, because niggas just want to save face, because that's their image. So, you know, that's why, like, you know, for you, Chief, bro, it got to be bigger than that, and I'm in line with Brother Hawk on that. Like, these goddamn professors at these colleges, and whether they are PWI or HBCU, like that right there, and it's not even really debate, it's literally educated. They shit, everybody brainwashed. So I said a lot, I'm gonna land there, but what you doing, bro, is way bigger than probably any of us could probably think of right now. So I appreciate your commitment to it.
That's real.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all in a real way. Hey, what? A1 ain't in the chat, man. A1 ain't stop by. Well, yeah, A1, man. What's some more people at the chat, man, that seen the video? That I seen the video. That just watched the lecture.
They want to be here in about 30 minutes.
Hey, I'll say this though too, for it's also that lecture right there, that 3 hours, right, plus that we just spent watching that. That right there destroyed like 100
Hey,
years.
that's 600 slides in 3 hours.
Yeah.
We
That
getting
right
it
there
out
just
the rack.
destroyed the curriculum, man. 300, 600 slides, man, 3 hours. So, with all that information, man, I could, man, just think about
Everything sourced up though. You know, nice and neat.
everything, man. That's why to do that long, like you were saying though, that long at that level, bro. They got people that teach and got degrees that paid that can't do that. That lecture gonna die off. It's gonna become boring. I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've only seen it right here. I haven't seen. I watched a lot of lectures, but I know a few people that can go for some hours, but not like that, bro. Not like that. They might got an hour and a half, 2 hours in them at the most. After that, that's it.
Hey, but how many slides is it gonna take them? I mean, you know, how many slides they gonna go
No, they ain't gonna
through
even
for
have 50.
2,000?
It ain't gonna even be 50 slides. They gonna stretch it out.
Yeah,
It might be 20,
25.
25 slides.
You feel me?
Yeah, ain't gonna be a lot of, you know what I'm saying, talking over it, but nah, they ain't, hell no.
I don't want people to miss neither the fact that it's really one lecture. It's so big, a nigga has to break it down into two. Because the Book of Colonizer 2 is the same lecture as that. It's part 3, really. So I got them on the same one. It's almost at 1,000. I really can go some more. You feel me? I really got some more in me. I can really go on the top end. If I had more time, I could have really just went all the way in. So I stopped at a certain point. You feel me? So I still got a lot more I can work. So I'm gonna get that bitch to 1,000. But that's,
Ooh,
you know, I'm gonna perform that whole just in one, you know, in the future. Perform that whole at one time, the whole thing. I can run through it, bro. That shit don't, like right now I can do another. We just went through 600 like the other night. We knocked it out. I was still, you know, I ain't get tired, I ain't win. I paced myself at a certain time. picked up the tempo, you know. It was and I was rusty, bro. It had been like a month and a half for my last lecture. So I was rusty and still can get in there and work in there. I still got a good time. So that's what I was judging myself off my time. And shit, my last 600 was 4 hours and 23 minutes. So I'm down to 330 in 600 minutes. So shit, that was a good time for me.
But the thing was, like I remember, you know, when I was watching it, to think like, you know, when you was going down the path of talking about Melville Herskovitz, some of them screenshots that you had, it was only one screenshot from each book. So to put like 6, 7, 8 books, and you know, to read all of them books and only get one screenshot from them all, you know, and then tie it all together, that shit is crazy, man.
Hey, watch this here. Out of 600 slides, now we see all of all them hoes had the link and everything at the bottom of them. We was giving page numbers, we was giving titles, authors, page numbers, all through it, bro. Still keeping our win. You know what I'm saying? But now we sourced that bitch up, had the link. Now out of 600 slides, how many topics we had? Just imagine how many different books there was that had to go into making it. And everything got the link, the page, and everything on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I'm
unmotivated.
That's why I'm
Unmotivated. Like
screenshot bandit.
When you gonna go to the colleges? Because I mean, you beyond that. After this, you beyond that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you still bang, you know, with sign that. I get that, but I'm looking at other things way above that. You get what I'm saying? Not to disrespect sign that because I think he's coming around, but I'm saying like, man, yeah, you got to be at Columbia University and all of that. That's where that's the level you on. You feel what I'm saying? Like you on
yeah,
that.
I'm just starting out,
show it
so
to Cornell one day.
I gotta wait till I get my, you know, it'll come in due time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll come in due time. It's working out because you know, man, I'm still in my junior year. This is my junior year, man.
Or what?
This is my 3rd year here. I ain't even graduated. I ain't even the senior yet, nigga. I'm just playing varsity.
Nah, you know what, man.
Yeah, you know what? Top.
They got me on varsity squad. I'm really
Top.
JV, nigga. Shit, I'm really JV like a motherfucker right now.
Top, I just want to say, anybody who was in there and they don't go get a platinum pack, I don't understand it, because you can go back and you can get the lectures that you've done in the past, and you have the information right there at your fingertips. Go ahead and get that platinum pack, y'all. It's worth it.
Nah, that's real. Shout out to the homie Mac, Prince 213 in the building. He know how he know. Somebody said how he know. Cause shit, he got a platinum pack.
I got it, and I've had it. I've had it from the beginning, and I'm constantly going back through the videos. But yeah.
What you thought about the bill tonight?
It hits just like it always does. You, just like they say, you make it real plain. You set up people, the folks that everybody thinks are the folks that are doing us right. You set it up and you show us how they really act behind closed doors. They present one image to us, but then when they get behind the closed doors with the other folks, we actually see how they act in your lectures, because you bring receipts behind it.
And you do it as if you were there. That's the shit, because you can see it happen. It's like, oh shit, they talk about everybody back.
Yeah, now we try to make it clear. That's why I like naming names, and I don't like generalize and none of that. We trying to get to the bottom of this shit.
Yeah.
The origins, we found out who you working with, and a lot of the information ain't never been brought out. You know what I'm saying? Some of that shit, man, I've been holding for probably like 2 years.
Yeah. The people who are in the chat, please understand that when you come to a lecture,
You get specific names, you get specific dates, you get specific information that helps you understand what's really going on.
And it's put together in a way. The way it's put together makes it make sense because a lot of people can, some people can have it, but to be able to put it together like that and spread it out over a correlated timeline and to make it make sense and be relevant, I think is the part that also sets apart the style that Top have when it comes to putting disseminating information as a teacher. Um, but everybody got a couple different people got different styles, but when it comes to
Yeah.
something like this, very sensitive topic like this is a sensitive topic, um, and so it takes a special kind of person to disseminate that. Everybody shouldn't be just grabbing it and trying to handle it like that. Um, until they get the proper, get their weight up. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do it. But that
It takes
starts with your own family
certain
though,
skill.
your own genealogy, knowing the story, and then in a way interweaving that. That's a little bit game though, but yeah, man, that's the best that ever did it, man. To put it out like that, though.
That's a
Yes.
certain
I think
skill.
was it Sword that was saying that he matched up what Top was talking about with his genealogy?
Yes, sir.
Was that you? Okay, so that's what I've been teaching the people from my generation on down. Cause I didn't send people to BCU and fucking dang just so that they could get started, right? But I told them if you start looking at BCU, you gonna have to, if once he starts sourcing books and shit and people and all of that, match the shit with your genealogy because that's how I'm doing it. Like, can't nobody just give me a fucking book. Like, they could do that in the very beginning, but that shit is too far away from my tree. So I only matched up what was going on with like how what time period on my tree and that book. You see what I'm saying? That because you can't juggle every fucking thing that Top talking about. You're gonna have to kind of like just stay with the tree and then go along with like what he say. I think that's the simple way to do the shit. Just for me, but I teach other people that shit.
Nah, I agree, man.
That's
I
I
agree
agree
100%.
100%, bro. But BCU, university. So you is getting ready for the universities, bro. You already got it. You got a name like that.
He
So
is
you
the
ready for the
university.
university, bro. You already
It's
so
coming. It's coming.
yeah. So you ready for the universities, the HBCUs? I can see you going to the HBCUs and that, and then the Ivy League schools like prime time.
I can tell you like this. He started doing shit like that. Y'all better understand y'all tree and understand what the fuck going on because a lot of people ain't gonna like what the fuck he say. You see what I'm saying? Because either they know or they indoctrinated. So we just the same people that Top be talking about. Like, I mean, just the lecture today, the ancestors putting the genealogy against fucking science, their science and shit. Like, niggas gotta understand what time it is, bro. Like, that's all I can say.
I can see he do it because he gonna wake up a lot of people. I know he gonna have some resistance, but I can see it because, like I said, man. I mean, after this lecture, man, yeah, man, you can't. And I mean, don't get me wrong. You still, Sinan and them cool, but man, it's beyond that. This lecture is beyond that shit. Them niggas
So
is
what,
paying.
what he's saying, he's saying it's beyond the internet. It's bigger than just the
Yeah,
platform. It's outside
and
that.
then
Yeah.
you can,
Right, right.
each lecture could be a book. See, he could
Yeah,
put out a book on each lecture he did. That could be a book, bro. See what I'm saying?
it could.
Book.
And that should have influenced people that really ain't got nothing to do with the story because you dealing with Asian folks who they came to understand who we are through what they learned in school, whether it was over there in their country or whether they learned it when their family came here. So
See, that can affect that too. I'm
yeah,
saying that you see it. Yeah, bro. It's all about, yeah, man. That's what your ancestors put you here for a reason, bro. It ain't just this is I said to shake up the world. And I Sinetta seen it. He said it. You are built to shake up the world. You heard what Sinetta said. He saw it. He know.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. Yeah, that's
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Tar could do what he want, but it's like, once you get the information, I just say hit the ground running. That's all I can say. Go to the fucking county, go talk to your old folks, like talk to the old people before they die. Like that's how I look at like all of this shit. Like just tracking people down, tracking, and then during that whole time you are influencing people. Then you also making fucking people mad. You making enemies along the way. But it is what it is. Like you just gotta stand on what we talking about and how we don't want to change and shit like that. Like I mean it's crazy. I wouldn't be fucking with BCU if niggas weren't telling the truth. Like I just wouldn't.
no, that's real though, James. My little journey was a little bit. It was like instant. It was quick though, because like I was listening to Dane, like he had a show, and I was just like, let me listen to it, because I seen the word genealogy, bro. He said, I can't remember exactly how he put it, but I ain't even finished listening to the lecture. I cut the lecture off. I called my mom. She said, well, I was too young. I don't know. So she said, I'm gonna call your auntie. She did it like right then, right back. It was like 5 minutes. I'm talking about it was like a light. As soon as my auntie gave me that, because she's the oldest living surviving relative. Without her, I wouldn't be able to get that information. And she gave me that pieces of information that I needed. And bro, I took off and hit the ground running, and I ain't looked back since then. But the connection was instant. The connection was instant. I ain't waver on it. It seemed like as soon as I asked my mom, she asked my aunt. That shit, the portal opened up, and it was just like I went to the site, went to look. Oh shit, there they go, there they go, there they go, there they go, and it's just been on ever since. So, yeah, when it's in you, man. No question. But genealogy, that's the key.
What y'all think about when he was breaking down the different Pan-African movements? Because a lot of them only think that it's only one movement and it's only one thing. What y'all think about that?
That right there is a dagger. That's why I said that he can line them all up. Umar Johnson. I even put it in the chat. Umar Johnson, Rob Bourne, and Jabari. To me, I think for it to be it wouldn't matter. But he need to fade all three of them at one time. You know what I'm saying? That's how cold that shit is. How he broke that down with Pan African. Which one are you? I mean, yeah, it's so many ways he can go with that. Yeah, he'll mop the floor with them at one time, man. Like that's crazy. I mean, I feel like let me challenge y'all all three at one time. You know what I'm saying? That's what type of vibe I be on. let me fade all three of y'all. Y'all supposed to be the best. Let me take all three of y'all at one time. You start talking like that, whatever, they gonna know that you like. Hold up, this dude said he could take all three of us. Yep, because it won't be fair, and it still wouldn't be fair if you take three of them at one time. Still won't be fair. You're gonna have to draw. You got to put Leonard Jeffries and Smalls and all of them. They would have to get in there too. Hate to say it.
See, I tell Leonard Jeffrey that because I got some shit on him. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed, he co-founded that with him. So he got sent over through a program to Africa when he was young. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't just get picked by chance with Clark. You feel me? Uh, yeah. He went over as a missionary. He was in a program. Now we know his family came out and he from Monkey Indian. You know, he came out and said it, but yeah, the program that he went through. Yeah, he went through the program.
Well, I got a question. With the Niger mission, that was a dagger right there. That Niger mission, that right there. Yeah, that was like wow. Now I got a question for that Niger. That is where to get Nigeria from, or is it like named after kin of Niger? You know what I'm saying? The descendants of the well, he's of
Nah, that's gonna come from there. The Niger company is gonna come from there.
the Niger
From
company,
the mission. It's gonna come from the mission.
from the mission, and then that's how
Yeah,
you
it's
got
gonna come
Nigeria.
after. Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's a dagger. See what I'm saying? When you said that, I was like, that's a dagger. But only reason I said kin of Niger, because he was during the 7th, 8th or century. I just know he the Stuarts are descendants of him. I mean, you know, he an ancestor of King James I and all of them. If I'm studying correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But that's what I was thinking about kin of Niger. I was thinking like, you know, a lot of stuff could be named after him. Where to get, Niger Company and all of that. That's what I was thinking in my mind. You know.
Hey, who else in the panel, man? Where y'all at? I mean, in the chat, they seen the video, man. Pull up. Where you at, man? If you seen the video, come give your take on it, your drop on it. We fresh out of there. It's the after party. Pull up. Where you at? Hey, shout out. Hey, somebody just went and purchased the gold. I'm gonna tell you, family. Update your gold, bro. You're gonna have to update it to the platinum. Because with the gold, you still gonna have to pay to get an election. So that's why you get the platinum, so you don't have to pay to get an election. So yeah, just pay the difference, or I can refund it and you do it over or something. But don't get the gold because you're gonna have to pay to get an election, and the difference ain't that much. The difference is probably like what you gonna pay for one lecture. So yeah, don't get the gold, get the platinum. Hey, what was
Hey,
y'all who that?
I was just gonna say how you was talking about the changing of ethnicities and shit. Um, every time you say it, but I know you, yeah, like you bringing it into the lecture, but it just reminds me of like how, like when I found the records and then I got them and I could actually verify like, them scratching the identity off of the people in my family that had land, so that always hit home for me. So shout out to you.
Yeah, that next one. Watch how I break that next one down. I'm gonna come all the way. We're gonna go a little more into it. Gonna be a lot of Indian history in that one too. I'm trying to see if I should do that one first or should I knock that Bloodline 5 out. But right now I'm getting ready for my lecture. I'm in my debate. But after that, I think I'll be ready for Bloodline 5 then. That really gonna be crazy. I know it's a different topic than what we was talking about tonight. When it come down to the Pan-African talk and all this shit there, I don't have no, it ain't even close. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even close. I be going to go find other shit to do. But that part 5, I'm really looking forward to that. Going into the bloodlines, I don't know. That's my type of shit. I don't know. Especially when you looking and they don't want you to find it, you were supposed to find it and you put it together. Yeah, so like tonight we dropped a little bloodline history of the Medici family. We added another element to the game with the Medici name in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's the shit deeper than rap, man. I can't wait to the next one. Shit, I'm glad y'all checked that one out. I wish there was more people in there, man. I gotta do a better job on promoting. And then you got a lot of people who don't believe, they not familiar with what the work look like or what we doing back there. 9 times out of 10, they never seen the lecture that structured, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm going out for 2 day notice and shit. So, I gotta do a better job on promoting and shit. And the people gotta, come check one out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will give you, your first time you come in free. You come back and support it. Somebody goddamn me got you a ticket and supported you, got you in. Next election, you pay for somebody to get in. You got to keep it going. So, uh, but overall, man, I'm glad y'all like that motherfucker in the real way, man. Y'all had hold up. Des, you got to give it access to your microphone.
Hey,
You got
real
to get.
quick, have you all seen that trailer for that movie, Killers of the Flower Moon? That new
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio movie that's coming out, talking about the Indian tribe that's in Oklahoma that lost their land because of the oil.
Nah, I never heard that
Nah,
one.
but
Yeah, I just saw the trailer today, and it's like they're trying to get ahead of the story. It's like they're trying to put some more propaganda out there, trying to say who were the Indians in Oklahoma that owned all of the wealth and the land and stuff like that. It's a new Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
It's
so you
it's
Yeah.
going to the theater or it's on like
Yeah, yeah.
Netflix.
No, it's gonna be in the theaters.
so you think they're
Yeah,
gonna
I
put
saw the
Native
trailer.
Americans in there, or the real
Nah,
ones
it
that was?
is.
It's Native American.
Nah, it
Yeah,
got
this is Native
Native
American.
American.
What?
Yeah, it
Oh,
got the
Yeah,
Native
not-
Americans and the white
oh
people,
God.
and it's trying to make it seem like the same shit we learned that the Native Americans are these tough niggas that ain't never gave up. But like you run into a motherfucker like me, I can tell you everything about how they live in real life, bro. Like, so I know what the fuck he talking about.
They weren't wearing no suits and they weren't wearing no suits and none of that stuff, and had the whole town. And when Native, man, I ain't seen
right.
Americans. I seen no. I don't even. I come on, man. I hope they don't do them like that. Oh my God, I hope they don't do it like that. Cause they didn't have no suits. They wasn't flashy looking, sharp like that. Wasn't no native. They wasn't Native Americans. They was some brothers.
Look from the
Bro,
from the
I
trailer,
listen,
he
Creek.
coming in
I
and he's starting to date and I think marry uh one of the
mm,
princess of the chief of the tribe type deal to take control of the land and the oil. It's
Yeah, they was
crazy.
it was creeks. That's how the Rockefellers was getting paid. Uh, what was going on when the oil standard? They was getting paid by the off of them. They was getting paid. The Rockefellers.
man, the
Standard
real
oil.
Native Americans, bro. Like I lived in Oklahoma for when I was a child, when I moved away from Alabama. Bro, them people like they just wait on the check, bro. They do drugs, they do heroin, and they just complain about shit. Like I even dated one of them, but bro, like they don't know how to grow. There's no farms. I'm talking about. I've been around plenty of them. I'm talking about from Oklahoma to Utah, so I know them folks, bro. Like ain't shit about them. Like nah, like they all the it's white people all in their families. Every time you meet one of them, the dad white or the mom white or some shit like that. And then bro, like they just be.
Yeah, though.
Hey,
You
they,
know
they
what
got
happened?
niggas fooled. I'm telling you, they got niggas fooled, bro.
I had some homies come to my house today, right? Two young guys. One cat was he was from Hawaii, young kid. He was a white boy. So I didn't even open the door all the way, right? I looked at the people. I was like, yeah, who? And he was like, missionary. I said, oh yeah, hell yeah, nigga. I just cracked the door a little bit. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, I said, you Mormon? No, I said, no, I said, you LSD? She said, yeah. I said, oh, okay, now I'm good. I know all about that. And I just took off on them. Brrr, boop, 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 with the Jenny. I just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it just said, hey, can we come back and talk to you? I said, oh, yeah, man, next Saturday, bro. So they really want to come back and sit down because the little Hawaiian kid was like, no, I'm native Hawaiian. So when I told a white boy, I'm like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I know who the Indians are. I'm like, there's a difference between us and Native Americans. He's like, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? So he's smiling the whole time and shit. But yeah, they want to come back and sit down, man. I'm gonna let them sit down, man. I'm gonna teach them some things and shit, man. So yeah, man, that shit was crazy today. I was laughing like a mug when I got out, when I closed the door and shit came back in. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, a lot of people know, they just won't never say it, but that ain't their job to tell you who you is and tell you what ain't been told and what's been told. So that ain't their job. It's our own duty, and yeah, man, we on that journey. So I'm laying right there.
Bro, them niggas weird in real life. That like when I was around them, they was so fascinated about who the fuck I was and that shit. I remember it was like one of the elders. I was telling them about who I was, and they was like, "Yeah, your ancestors are warriors." I was like, "Yeah, I already know that," but I'm gonna tell you like this: them Native Americans, they try to tie the bloodline with us. That's the truth.
It's just hard for me to believe that our people was enslaved by them. I can't. I don't care what they can say on the record. I don't care what the Creek, Constitution, and they went through. I can't see it. I,
What you mean believe? If you did your genealogy, you get to the
right.
1800s. That's when you gonna first start seeing slavery era of what they talking about. Bro, I'm telling you, I've been looking for fucking white slave owners in Alabama, nigga. I found some very few mulattoes, but all of them was niggas, bro. And the slaves was niggas too.
But
So bro,
right.
these Native Americans, bro, they just pop up out of nowhere, bro.
Around 1850 something. That's when I think they popped up.
Yeah, late as fuck, bro. Late. I'm talking about
During the
super late.
Alaskan and what you call that? See, I'm gonna tell you what's crucial with Big Chief be coming with. I noticed that the companies that they come with, like he said, the Sierra Leone company, all these companies, then later they become countries. You get what I'm saying? Like you already see, we already know about the Virginia company, then that became a state. But it's starting to. I'm just seeing a pattern, the same pattern. What happened with the Virginia company of London? You see what I'm saying? I'm seeing it like all over, even in West Africa. It is basically what's showing me is like really, you y'all are y'all's countries are starting to be. I'm starting to see that they're named after companies. I mean, their states are named, or excuse me, their countries are named after corporations that started over in West Africa. If I don't know if y'all seen it
Yeah,
when I'm their own company.
yeah, but
What
they made the companies a reality. Where do motherfuckers work at? They work for different companies, bro. Like
right,
president, vice president, like bro, this
right.
shit is a whole play. They expanded the original plan. See what I'm saying? So
That's what I'm
niggas
saying.
are living in their reality.
That's deep, man. That's crazy, man. Mm. They trying to group all of us together with these corporations and companies.
That's why look, if you look at it like this, like the hospital and shit, what do they try to do now? Now that we in today, like to today's time period, bro. Like it's all about technology. It's all about rapid fire. I'm talking about solutions real quick. You you don't grow your food no more. You go buy it, or you have it shipped to you. You see what I'm saying? What product do you need is gonna be shipped to you. You see what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers around the planet are not natural no more. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. So that nobody knows how to do shit for themselves anymore, and they depend on others, bro. Others that's trying to kill them in reality.
Yeah. I I agree. It's like what I've done, man. I got me 3 acres, and I'm the house was built in like '58. I'm gutting it, redoing it. I'm dig me a small pond out there, and got a nice piece of land that I'm just slowing life down. Slow it down, start growing my food again, making a lot of stuff that I could buy in the store, normally go and buy in the store. You have to start slowing down because what they're doing to the food is ridiculous. It's like they're trying to kill you. They want you dependent.
They are. Hold on. You said you was trying to make a pond. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what kind of fish? You know what kind of fish you? What state you in? By the
I'm
way.
in Georgia, middle Georgia. Yeah.
Okay. All
Crappie,
right. Okay.
something like some freshwater fish.
Okay.
You can
That's what's
start.
up. Throw some damn crawfish in there. They
Yeah.
thrive in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? When you start
Mm-hmm.
digging, they probably gonna be in there. They'll, they got catfish. I don't know if you eat catfish, but they got the bluegill
Yeah.
thrives in there.
Mm-hmm.
Get you some minnows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then frogs are gonna come. Frogs are gonna come. Then you're gonna get snails and shit like that. And then like it'll create an ecosystem. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you on that path.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
bluegill? You said bluegill? Who said bluegill? You said who
Me.
said
Chief of Chief.
bluegill? Check this out, man. Bluegill is one of the best fish I ever ate. I'm just being honest with you. They might be smaller, they're a little smaller, but they good as I don't know what, man. Oh my god, bluegill. Man, they don't even I ain't never seen them sell no bluegill in the market. You gotta go out there and fish and get that. You gotta go to the lake.
Yeah. Or uh you gotta go to certain areas that breed them the right way and stuff. So it's yeah. But I mean, yeah, so hey, salute to you. Yeah, start just, growing your own shit, and then like you'll see how easy shit is. Like, if you think about it, they've made people across the whole planet go back to the natural way of life.
Right.
Wherever the fuck they was. Like niggas wasn't sick like how they are now. You see what I'm saying? So they made us be the scientists. They made us be the farmers all over again. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. You don't have to do everything, but just you need to start doing a little bit at a time, is what I say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't fucked up a whole lot of shit growing food, but it is what it is. Even though people told me what to do, I took what they said, and then I had to see for myself. I had to see what disease looked like. I had to see, what people don't understand about plants, the male and female, like how crucial, how powerful, like all of this shit is. Like plants are alive, so it's like whenever you're growing stuff, it has to. Even if you get animals, like you have to treat them as if they're like, y'all all synced into one. Like they all need certain stuff to be able to live. You know what I'm saying? So it's like BCU was the one that told me about the three sisters. Like, cause my corn was fucking up, and it had ants on it and shit, and I couldn't get
Mhm.
rid of them. They told me, what I needed to do, the bean and the squash, and then the corn, and then they started thriving, shit like that. Like, so there's different things, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to grow watermelon to see the worms get in them
Right.
to understand like this is what happens like if
Right.
you don't do it this way.
Right.
I got a question about the lecture. The part right with Ellis Island. So, with this influx of people that they brought here, how is it that even with that, even at that, how is it that they are able to garner the numbers, even with that heavy immigration load, and still and come here and be able to now become the numerous population? These are not natural births. Um, so if we look at birth rate and then the amount of people, how are they outnumbering the people that were already here and that are steady procreating and having families? I don't see the numbers where they could bring in their people at that kind of rate to where they would overtake the people that are here. Maybe am I wrong? Because you know, I from my research, I don't see it. I don't
I
see it.
don't
They
believe
do
the
have,
number. I don't believe the
yeah,
numbers
I
are
believe it.
accurate either. I think
Right.
that they fudge numbers to make themselves look better. Is what it is.
Yeah. 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 Because even if you bring in, even with that 500,000, well, you still got the people that were already here have already passed that number 4, 5, 6 times. You see, so you would damn near have to empty all of Europe in America. You know what I'm saying? And be having babies to do that. That means, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't scientifically, it doesn't add up to me. And then, um, you know, the math ain't mathing, man. It's I don't believe that theory that they are the dominant and they have the biggest population here because in the areas that they stay in, those are still that area I said where that mostly populated area in the west. And then now they lying and saying that there are numerous more people than them than us in the south. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
Hey, let me say this here. Hey, brother Edge.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you ordered the gold package, fam. I was trying. I'm glad you jumped on so I can tell you to get the platinum, the one above that because that allow you to get in the lectures free and it give you more content than the gold. So yeah, I don't know how you want to do it. I can refund you. Well, I can't even do it on that side. You can send the difference because what is gonna charge you for Alexa, you still have to pay to get in the Lexus. So if you get the
Right.
other one, then you don't have to pay to get in the Lexus, and you get the archives and all of that shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen that, and I felt like I was missing out on all the action. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Nah. So what was damn? I don't know if I can refund it. And if you got a cash app, just cash app it to me, and then when I get to the house, I can upgrade it, or
Okay, I'm gonna do
I
that,
can, yeah, we get you. And I ain't gonna let you go out like that, man. I'll make sure
man.
you
I
get the work, get that right work.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Look out, because as soon as I bought that gold for anybody who's listening, as soon as I bought that gold, I'm frantic. I'm going straight to the lectures, getting ready to jump in because I feel like I can't even be part of the discussion or keep up with the conversation because I missed the whole lit. And so I'm glad you told me. So I'm gonna send you that difference soon as I hop off the line.
All right. The cash app on the thing ticking in the thing in the joint, and yeah, I'll take
Got you.
care of that when I get to the house. I got
Okay, appreciate that.
you. But what's up with it, Akin? What you got for us, Akin?
Hey man, hey, what's up, bro? Man, I was if you Google the nickname for the Civil Rights Bill, 1968, how come it say the Indian Civil Rights Bill?
And y'all want to take that?
I mean, I know why, but I'm just saying that that's not commonly known.
Oh no, no. That bill in '68, yeah, because the mainstream version rolled over and called it black. It's just as simple as that. Um, but that's not what the archives has it listed as. That's mainstream propaganda, calling it black civil rights. But
Yeah, the civil rights, they just like the Civil Rights Bill, but it was known as the Indian Civil Rights Bill and the Indian Bill of Rights. And if
yes,
you
sir.
read it, If you read it, that's our out right there, man. We supposed to be Indian nations having jurisdiction over each other, but instead we chose to be citizens of the U.S. But it's right there. It's in the bill. It's right there. And then they made the H. Rap Brown bill. I guess that's why you can't have that talk that's gonna cause people to rise up, because they wrote that into the bill too. The H. Rap Brown and the Stokely Carmichael or whatever. And the only people that don't gotta respect the Civil Rights Bill of 1968 is police officers and the National Guard. That shit written in, bro.
Yeah, it's right there.
So
Yep.
soon as we have any kind of uprising or any kind of, trying to get on what we supposed to get on, they gonna unleash police officers and the National Guard. Which I'm from St. Louis, so I seen the National Guard come through Mike Brown, and they had 50 cals, and all the police had masks on their face. You couldn't even tell who they was.
Yeah, that's part of that's part of that. You said that that's interesting too because that's part of the warfare. And then that's also can lead into why a lot of parents didn't tell their kids or they kept it on low key about the Indians because they understood what the laws were saying and what was happening. And so to protect and for mama to protect her babies and daddy to protect his family, they just keep it on the low. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of families did, a lot of families didn't. Um, so yeah, that was one of the that's one of the uh, purposes behind it. It's like, hey man, just keep it quiet because these folks wrote laws, to say that hey, you can't do this. If you do this, you're in violation, and this is the repercussion for the violation. Because they got the pen. Um, you understand? So yeah, it's a reason behind that. So the thing is to go with what they saying. The agreement, hey, this what you got to be called. This what you need to go by. All that other stuff gonna get you whacked. So what you gonna do? You gonna protect your seed. You say, all right, you're just black then. Okay, cool. But you know that hurts too in the long run. It's like hiding a secret from your child and
Hey,
keep
like
raising the child.
this,
You ain't his real dad.
I
He
ain't
find
cut you
out.
off, bro. But this was what I'm thinking right here. All right, right now we go like say my grandma. My grandma said that her mother full-blooded Indian, right? So you would think that in the times where the 50s and the 60s while they was marching, the person that I'm saying, my great grandma, who was an Indian, was actually like one of the people that's walking around marching with Martin Luther King, and they would know that was Indians, right? This ain't no, oh, you got to ask your grand. They was the grandparents that was walking around that was the Indian, and I'm like the Tonto Indian. I say Tonto when I'm talking about the Mongoloid or whatever. Tonto wasn't at no colored only water fountains. Tontos wasn't getting no water sprayed on them, no dog sicked on them. They wasn't getting beat up when they go try to vote, right? Them was the people who got the Civil Rights Act passed, right? So why would it be called the Indian Civil Rights Act if it wasn't those people that was the Indians? Like, come on, man, this shit is
bro.
self-explanatory.
He. What you gotta understand is like, talk to the old folk. The like, just you gotta do more than just your family because, bro, my family was telling niggas not to do that shit. So my family couldn't have been the only one saying, "Nigga, don't go, don't leave school, don't get involved with King, don't get involved with civil rights." That's the history that they don't even want people to know.
Well, that's the switcheroo, because it's like if you read the act, it's telling you got the right to be an Indian. You got the right to make up your own governments. It say that in the Civil Rights Act of 1968, nigga. But instead of us being, oh, we gonna be Indians, we said no, we gonna be black and Negroes. Bow, we want to be citizens and go and eat inside their restaurants. We want to do that. Now we suffering the consequences.
But
Well,
niggas
around that
already
same
had their own thing though.
around that same time though, Stokely them was down in
Let me
Mississippi,
mute.
right?
Hold on.
Stokely
What
them
you
down
doing?
in Mississippi pushing the Black Power shit, right? So he come down there with that idiom at the same time while they doing this in Washington D.C. You gotta understand that it's a couple different things going on at the same time. You got one opposition, you got one side doing this in the community, you got another side doing this. So it's a bunch of stuff going on. It's all concentrated towards the Negro in the South. You understand? So while people was in the higher spaces hearing this about this civil rights, well, the people down in the lowland down in Mississippi, where my people from, you got people coming around saying, "Hey, Black Power." These folks ain't never heard no shit like that, man. So this guy come down there to my people down in that area, telling us about some Black Power. But we know we was going through atrocities. We always been fighting the crap and dealing with that shit. That wasn't nothing new. But for somebody to come and push it together and put it together like this is a movement and we got to stand and we got to, that's what get, you know what I'm saying? That's what started to get all this, a lot of this shit confused. And people
Right,
was like,
but
hey,
didn't Carmichael come from the Caribbean and shit?
yeah, but he don't need to
Stokely
be in
Carmichael
Mississippi.
wasn't from the Caribbean.
Yeah, he don't need to be in Mississippi.
Yeah,
Trying to
that's
tell
what I'm
them niggas,
saying. That's what they do. They go find the that's what's it called? Benign
no, that's
neglect,
what his
bro.
people,
It's called benign
that's
neglect. It's not, anytime black people get into a movement, they're gonna find some way to put somebody else in front of it. And then they're gonna infiltrate. Dude wrote a memorandum to the president, one of them one of those presidents, where he basically told them that, like, look, anytime we've been talking about these niggas for too long. So from now on, we're gonna talk about Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and put anybody else. And then he said it's a population of black people that goddamn got sympathy for the white man plight. We're gonna take them and put them in the forefront. And basically that's what's been happening for the last 50 years.
right. Yeah.
They got a memorandum. You can look this up in the National Archives. You can Google that shit. Nagam neglect memorandum, and that shit will show up, man. That's the same play they've been running, and we keep letting them run the play.
I don't know. All I know is niggas getting played, bro. Have y'all ever seen a picture of a little boy and a police officer and the dog and I think it might be a German Shepherd that's reaching out to bite the little boy in Alabama? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
No, I ain't never seen it. I can't see that. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
still, Carmichael, he's from Trinidad originally.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I'll say this too though, real quick. I was doing my genealogy. I was studying it, right? I think it was last week, and so I'm going through some notes, and I'm looking and doing and searching. So a picture, I come across a picture of my third great uncle, which is he's through my grandmother. So, but on his records, and they show a picture of, he got the, when you look at him, he look mixed, right? But on her records, she says black, right? On his records, it says white. So when you look at him, you can see it, nigga, but he got the hair. Somebody mentioned about the wigs, how they had the wigs roll up. The nigga had his hair made up just like that, but this is natural hair. It wasn't no wig. Curled up on the side. You know how they look like them motherfuckers. George Washington had them suits that look like they got the wigs on and shit. The nigga had his hair just like that. Mason and all, man, but he listed as white. You understand what I'm saying? And my grandmother is listed as black, because she's married to my grandfather who was an Indian. But they listed her as black, man, and I thought, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like I'm seeing this shit in real time. Like he's black. I mean, she's black. He's white, but they got the same mother and father. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this shit is real. It's deep. It gets emotional, man. But that's man. That kind of like sunk me a little bit. I'm like, damn.
You said they got the same mom and daddy, and one white and one black.
Yeah, he's listed as white.
Damn.
Um, he fought in the war and shit. Uh, Civil War. Nigga got a gravestone. He a Mason and all that. She was a Mason and all that. And yeah, but he listed as white. If you see a picture of him, you're like, okay, he look mixed. he got nigga hair, but you know his skin complexion. He's like, okay, he could pass for white. But she listed clearly as black on all her records. Yeah, all her records. She's black.
Yeah, that's kind of like shit, Hustle and Flow, the light skinned dude. He was rapping about his daddy, and he was talking about how his daddy was a nigga, but he was passing for white though, out in I think Memphis. So
Hey Chief, when you doing did he say anything about when he doing the second half of the election?
No, I ain't heard. I ain't hear him mention that.
Oh, okay. Shit, I can only imagine what the second half gonna look like.
yeah, damn. I wish I could bring up the books that he was talking about, but I ain't finna put them on YouTube though. Damn, because I wanted to see who else had read them.
Shit, I ain't ever heard of none of them books.
Oh, so Superior, you read some of the books that he was talking about today in the lecture?
Nope, nope. No, that was my first time seeing him. That was my first time seeing him. The only thing close was the section on the Barclays. I got a book on them, but I've had that shit for like over a year. But the rest of that was all pretty much and the Equano. You know what I'm saying. There's a couple things I've heard already that he did, but a lot of them books, nah, not them personally.
What's your opinion on the Barclays?
My opinion on them,
Yeah, like your understanding of who these people are.
they colonized. They got two. They Scottish, Scott Irish, but they family big. They go back shit, man. They go back a long time. They shipping magnates, so a lot of their money was made in the shipping. So that made sense when he talked about you know them boys up there, Cuffy, them all them being shipbuilders. Well, they had connections over there with them. The Barclays been giving George Washington the money. A lot of people get money from them. So they was funding people on both sides. You know, they got a son that was all the way in Russia over there fighting. They had one son fighting for the French. So they got their lineage is spread out and they in different sectors. Now they more in the banking, but they always been bankrolling shit, you understand? So that's how they beat my people up. That's how they beat my people up in the expansion west up in Ohio. The Americans didn't have no money. They didn't have the supplies. They got money from the Barclays. They needed ships to get in there to fight up with the water. So they were able to produce ships faster and get in more support so they could beat Tecumseh them and all them boys. So that's how they really won. They weren't no superior fighting motherfuckers. They just had that's what war is about. If you got to be able to get supplies, I got to cut yours off, get mines in, choke you out. You know that. That's what war is about. Whoever got the most money and whoever can sustain the longest. So you know they had the waterways, and that was you know how they kind of like made they move and got what they got up there in that territory. Battle Lake Erie, all that, Battle Putin Bay, all that shit up there. Yeah, but they colonizers. I don't fuck with them.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out uh who and what my people is fucking with dealing with like Alabama and stuff. Like there's this dude, I forgot his name for right now, but he was like he's like the fucking Earl Man to go to New York or some shit like that. He's dealing with Alabama and stuff, and he just blew up, had this money, just it came out of nowhere. But this nigga he was real tight with Martin Luther King, and his hotel is the same hotel that was bombed. I think they thought that Martin Luther King was there, and he wasn't. and shit like that. So, man, like all I can say is it's some crazy shit going on with like who my people is fucking with. Like I don't have the answers. You know, I just don't.
Nah, they'll come, and then too, man. As I mature in this shit, man, and I look at life through my eyes and back through my journey, present day, and people that generation behind. So I think people make decisions sometimes, man. That's why it's hard for me to sit and judge somebody uh, if I don't know the whole story. But if I know you willingly are a participant in the destruction and the desecration of my bloodline and my people, then that's a different story. But as far as individual moves that a person makes, I got, life is like that, man. Sometimes people make decisions that they wouldn't normally make, depending on the situation that they put up against. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make a choice. And some choices that people made affected uh, not only them, affected a bunch of people, and that's why the choices we make not only affect us, you know. So with that, in that regards, it's taught me to be a little bit more understanding and um, try to deal with this shit a little bit more. Because to me, when I see wrong, just a little, I'm thinking it's just whatever. But people make choices, and life is life. You know, motherfucker could be mad at their wife, or mad at their husband, or whatever decision, or whatever was going on in a person's life that prompted them to make a decision that affected. So but they got to deal with that, and they got to deal with the creator in them, and whatever karma they got to deal with. Um, but we got to fix this shit now because we here and we know. So, we got to just strap up and boot up and move out. You know, that's it.
Hey, so are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what got you on the slave voyage? Like how you dissected? What you when you started doing shit like doing your own studies and stuff?
I started about 3 years ago. I was uh I was invited to Clubhouse by one of my homies from Alabama, and about 6 months to a year in, that's when I fell into one of the rooms. Your typical, you know, uh, blacks versus Africans, Indians, that type of room. So then I was listening, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, but when I heard Shan talk about um, how the boats couldn't cross the Atlantic by going straight through. And she was actually the first person that I came up on stage and talked to. And then I asked her like where she get that information from. And I think she kind of took it as if I was trying to challenge her. And I was like, nah, it ain't nothing like that. I just don't know. But, you caught my interest, when you said that, where can I learn about that? So then she gave me like an article or something like that. But, it was just, kind of honed in on that topic. So then I followed her and I started kind of like going into the rooms she was in. And then that's when I ended up in the room where it was like a big brawl. Yashiga, Shan, Chief, Rabon, there were like 200-300 folks in the room. And then I started hearing about this thing called genealogy. So then I came up on stage and I was like, what the hell is that? And he's like, you know what a family tree is? And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, start doing that. And I was like, how do I do it? And then from there, it was just, you follow the instructions of what people tell you to do. They said, go do genealogy. I was like, all right, what website do I go to? Say ancestry.com. Make sure you don't do the DNA. Don't do the DNA. Just sign up for an account. And I was like, all right. So then I just started from there. Then every time I had questions, I'd come back to the room and ask my questions. And then from there, it kind of led into learning and connecting with folks. And then from there, I just started studying the law. And that's how I kind of got kicked off on the research side of things. But, that one room with Shan debating some guy just kind of opened the door for me. And That was about 3 years ago.
That's what's up. Y'all got any advice for, like, if a person asks his grandpa, you know, he gave me the whole, yeah, we Indians and all of that, and then gave me a picture of his mother with her feathers on, and then he basically said, "Don't ask me shit else." Y'all got any advice?
That's what he told you. I mean, you got to go find it.
Yeah, he a very serious person. Like him, I'm telling, it's people in Alabama, bro. I'm talking about both sides. We don't fuck with a lot of people at all.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like, I came into his life, it just, you know, out of nowhere, asking him because I was building the tree and shit, and that's kind of like how it is. Like, you know, I don't even know you like that, but here you go, nigga. Like, so I don't even.
Nah, he probably think he gave you enough. That shit. Some people do have
Yeah.
it might be personal. They a little bit more personal with it, man, because you know, like I say, whatever experience they may have had, and you know, the lens that they was looking through at the time. You gotta think it's totally different generation. You in here now, but you talking to somebody that came up from another generation. But then you got to think about the generations before him that he got his from. You see what I'm saying? So there are some elders in there. They real strict on it. They don't, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that part of it, because they understood what was done to the people in the land. You know what I'm saying? And so certain people are real serious about it. Well, so they won't, you know. So you know, just out of
Well, he said if I come pick him up from Alabama, I could take him down and he would spend the night on my land. You think he'll open up then? Like once he see like all the books and like how like all the records and shit like that? Like, do I have a chance or not?
you got to see how serious you is. Yeah. If he said that he would accept that invitation, then that's kind of like a sign right there that he's willing to. I'm saying, but you gotta know what's your purpose behind it. Like I kind of deal with that with my cousin a little bit because he needs certain information from me, but I don't know what's your motive for it. And I worked and got this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't just be like, hey, here, because the ancestors ain't do it like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I take that duty and responsibility serious. So I don't just be like, hey, he go to no, it don't work like that, bro. Because everybody ain't may not have the motives and intentions. They might not have the pureness of heart. I don't know what you want to do with the genealogy. If you're gonna do your own, that's you. But to come for get it from me, nah. Cause my grandma just they ain't put it in me like that. Can't trust everybody. I don't give a damn about all that other shit. They family, but when it comes to this work, putting in this work, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. I'm trying to protect it, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother, man. When I first came into this and I was doing my family tree, I got stuck on my mama's side because her father never signed her birth certificate, and my mother's mother's father, so my grandmother, my dad never signed her birth certificate as well. So I had to ask my uncle, like, hey, do you know any Big Mama siblings or anything like that? And he was like, yeah, I got one of their phone numbers. Here go their phone number. You can call them and see if you get in contact with them. And I called my auntie for 6 months straight. She never answered the phone. So I'm calling my uncle like, is this the right number? You know? Like at this point, I'm delusional because I can hear her voicemail. She's saying her name, the same name that my uncle told me, but she ain't answering the phone. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, out the blue, I get a text message saying, there's a birthday party tomorrow at this park. Celebrate such and such birthday. We'd love to have you there. So I showed up the next day, had a chance to meet her, met everybody else. She didn't really say much to me. She just watched me the whole night. And I thought, I was like, oh man, what'd I do? So then, I just hung around. I stayed around as much as I could. I connected with her son, my cousin, and then finally, that was a year ago. So finally, a few months ago, I ended up being at another cookout. She wasn't ever, her son was there, and she important because she the one that got all the records. So at first, I kind of just, I ain't gonna say chalked it up as a wash, but I kind of accepted at least what I thought her position was, and just let it be it. Just build a relationship with the people that I know, and then kind of move on from there. Well, her son, my cousin, invited me over for what was the holiday that just passed? Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day. So I showed up to the crib and hanging out, talking with everybody. And then finally when everybody left, it was just her and I. And she sat back in the chair and then she just started talking. And she was like, "So how you doing on your family tree?" And I was like, "Well, I made it, back this far on my daddy's side, and on my mama's side, I'm still a little bit stuck, you know. And then she just started talking. She's like, "You need to come back over here so that way I can go through the records, and then I help you out." So I had to echo what the brother before me just said. Sometimes they just want to see where you at with it. What type of level of commitment do you have to this? What's the reason why you're doing it? And if you can find a way to let I think you said it was your grandfather or your uncle or something like that. Whoever the gentleman was,
Yeah,
your elder.
no, it was my grandpa.
Your grandpa, yeah. If you can find a way, like if you can find yourself in a social setting where he can hear you talk about what you're looking for, but you're talking to other people and he can just ear hustle. So that way you can demonstrate that you're committed to this and your reason why you're committed to this. Then I think over time, it might take time, but it's his clock. Then he'll kind of test you out and feel you out. And then once he like what he see, then he'll probably come in. And he may never. So you gotta, be willing to accept that as well. But I have to agree with what the brother just said before me. A lot of times they just kind of putting you through the fire, just like anybody else, and seeing what you about, so that way they can determine what level of effort they want to put in with you.
Man, back when I started on this journey, man, nobody was really doing this, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, now to get on YouTube now and I see it's be hella people that's talking about this information, man. Like back in 2015, 14, that area, back in Mike Brown's area, because I got this book called, if y'all can look up this book, it's called Black Resistance to White Law by Mary Frances Berry. And basically 2 chapters is about the Seminole Wars. 2 chapters in this book is about the Seminole Wars or whatever. So during the Mike Brown protest, I done came to the conclusion that this whole government is set up against us, because I'm reading this book and it's basically telling us that every damn near law they done made in some shape or form is to keep us in control.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like,
Absolutely.
so it don't matter if like all of us fine or everybody come to the conclusion like we Indians, man, if we don't do nothing to go against that, then they just gonna continue doing what they doing, bro. They can continue to have jurisdiction over people that they shouldn't have jurisdiction over. And
I
like you
say
talk to
that today.
people, they be like they the gatekeepers of this information. But like I said, like I go look at my Facebook timeline, man. Like back when I used to first share this stuff, man, people used to thought I was crazy talking about this type of stuff. Now everybody and their mama online is like they see it's a bag, oh, if we got a big audience to it, then it's gonna be people that's gonna, just like the Africa stuff. If you got some kind of if you got some kind of heart for Africa, then you're gonna go buy something that's, you know, they're gonna have a festival, an African arts festival, you're gonna go buy African art. And so now people gonna be, you know, putting together Aborigine type of things so people can come and basically just spend money and stuff. But as far as going at the people who did this to us, because I was just listening to the research guy, bro, and I love everybody. I love all white people, and why I don't hate white people. And then right after you say that, you say, "Wow, these people got something against us," and da 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 da. Like, come on, bro. What is it? Either you can't love your enemy, bro. You got to get hyped up to go against some motherfucker that's been wronging you, bro. And if they keep wronging you, you just coming at them with some information, it's gonna be the same. They gonna do benign neglect. If we come to them talking about we Indians, bro, they gonna start talking about migrants, man. That's the game they play.
Yeah, but that's why
But
we front.
I'm reading all these stories back in the day. And nigga, we went to war with them, bro. Wasn't no, we went to war. Now that ain't even on the table. You start talking about war, niggas start talking about you crazy. But just like I said, they already made a law for that. It's called the H. Rap Brown law and the Stokely Carmichael, bro. So if they catch you trying to incite some people that look like us to get busy, they gonna throw your ass under the jail, bro. And all the people that look like you just gonna sit back and watch. They ain't coming trying to break you out of nothing, nigga. They trying to go viral.
So you looking at it from the point of view of, if you claiming your Indian heritage, then is that kind of like what you're saying? If you claiming that heritage openly, then you're gonna be dealt with. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, that's the whole reason why they was hiding they Indian heritage back in the day, to my understanding, right? Oh man, if we claim Indian, they gonna make us leave. So they ain't want to claim Indian so they could stay where they was at. Cause I do my genealogy on my parents' side, my mother and my father on my mother's side, they come out of South Carolina, Alabama, that area. On my father's side, they come out of Louisiana, Mississippi.
Yeah, yeah. But y'all say that to this too, though, fam. I think all things happen in time, and at a first, everything is gonna be lined up. It should fall in place when it's supposed to fall in place.
But I'm
All right,
saying,
you got
like, okay. Oh, take like Florida. Florida trying
nobody.
to so-called erase Florida's trying to so-called erase history, but that's an integral part of our history, right? If the Yamasee and all those tribes, if all in the Creek and all those those black people tribes went into Florida, right? The runaways, they went into Florida and they fought against the government for all these them years or whatever that the Seminoles fought against the government. How they gonna throw away black history when that is black history? You see what I'm saying? That the stuff that they be doing openly on the news, politicians be doing it. That's some off with your head type shit. But all we do is, make a reaction video, or you know what I'm saying? But if we do anything, bro. I remember I was out there in Ferguson, bro, where they nigga, if they see you with a gun, they open fire, bro. They would shoot niggas right on the street, bro. But then they let these white people run into the Capitol building. I used to live in DC, man. Ain't no way in hell no niggas could have did no shit like that.
Oh hell no,
Ain't no
hell
way in
no.
hell no niggas could have did no shit like
Now,
that. But
we talking about
we sit back and watch this shit, and our solution to all this shit that we see going on is do some more research, find out who you are. Well,
well, we got to have the numbers to do that, because in the community you gonna have a split, because
yeah,
we on this side saying Indian, they on that side saying African. So we
yeah,
know the
you're
Africans
right.
are not gonna they side with no Indian. They side with the colonizer.
Yep, you're right.
So we got to get our
I'm
numbers
reading
right.
this other book called The War. I'm reading this other book called The Wars of America, right? And I'm in the part 6 of the book where they're talking about the Indian, the Spanish American, and the Philippine War, right? And basically, it say where when they started the black codes in the southern states, Mississippi, South Carolina, Louisiana, it say black people outnumber white people.
Yeah, they still
So for
do.
them to be talking about some we minorities, and bro, I don't believe that shit. Everywhere that I done been, I see niggas everywhere, I ain't lying. I ain't been
Yeah,
too
you
much out
right.
on the West Coast, but all through the Midwest and through the East Coast, bro, I see niggas everywhere I go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you right. You just you gotta look at it from. Go ahead,
go ahead,
Superior.
sir. Go ahead.
I just want them to look at it like take it from a person that like once the elders died, I didn't know who I was, and then that's where the education system comes into play, where it
Right.
forms a new reality, right? But I don't have any attachment to that stuff. I'm still taking what the elders, I'm talking about my grandma, my mom, etc. What we do behind closed doors, because I do understand what you're talking about. Now, what you have to understand is it's certain people, bro, that don't care about what ethnicity you are. If you do me wrong, then there's consequences. So that's why it's like how I bring it and what I try to teach people, it don't matter what type of background you came from. Like people try to dissect it like, oh, this person's from the projects and this person was from the suburbs or some shit. But if you look at it for what the fuck it is, both of our people have been in the same shit. You see what I'm saying? So ain't nobody finna, break away from what a light skinned person is, brown, dark. You see what I'm saying? I'm all of that. Whether you want to say projects or whether you want to say my people was doing shit and still doing shit now that I'm not even a part of. You see what I'm saying? So, but how I grew up, never allow anybody to do anything to you. And that's what you need to understand. The shit you see on TV, like I'm not a motherfucker to record somebody when if somebody
Yeah.
finna shoot one of mine. You see what I'm saying?
You heard me.
That's not who I am. So that they're broadcasting a fake reality because we
Right.
don't know what the fucking
Right.
population is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I
Cause
know
I
that
thought I
I'm
thought
not.
that when I seen that George Floyd shit, I was like, bro, ain't no way in hell no niggas was standing that close, man, and didn't touch an officer. Man, that just don't seem real to me, you know?
Nah, but that's again, again. We got two things. We got a bunch of things going on at the same time. You got people that's walking around that is Indian, but they got an indoctrinated mindset. So this whole Pan African thing has split the community up. There's people in
Yeah.
your family, brother. There's people in your family that know y'all Indian, but because of the indoctrination of Pan African, they're going to side with the U.S. because they don't want the smoke. So that's what
Yep.
makes the Indians Indians.
They don't want the smoke, bro.
Right now, we saying right now we Indians and we know what Indians did and what we had. So we what's understood don't got to be said. They know what we saying. They know what they
Exactly.
do. You understand what I'm saying? So we can step out this bitch and blow the bugle, but we saying who we is. So and then now we ready to take that on that forefront. So for those who don't, they got to fall back. For those who do, step forward. Let's march. That's plain and simple. All this other shit, it ain't no need, bro, because we see that from other movements. It gets co-opted. You understand what I'm saying? It gets
Yes, sir.
it comes with pro. But this is bloodline genealogy. So I'm sure they listen to the lives and listen to the podcast. These crackers know who we is. So if they know that's the power in me saying. If they know, then I know. Then I'm gonna say it.
And that's a
I ain't gotta
fact.
hide.
And that's
Step
a
with
fact.
it.
He right. Because I got one white neighbor and I
I'm gonna die
told him
either way.
who the fuck I was. And he ain't say shit. Once I said I was Indian and I don't fuck with nobody else, I only care about my people, bro, he turned around like, damn, this ain't no nigga I can indoctrinate. This is the reality, brother. Understand that.
With that shit, bro. Yeah. So and we got real deal dealings with these people. So we need to be sitting at the table because that's what we trying to do. We got real deal dealings. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to either make people respect you, or man, you're gonna get ran over. See, they don't respect no Nick. They don't respect black people. America don't respect black people at all. So
At
keep
all.
being black. Keep being black. You're gonna keep getting what you're gonna get because they ain't got nothing for black people. Ain't nothing with black people
Right.
name on it. Ain't no treaties with black people
Right.
name on it.
That why when you go into that courtroom, they do your ass in because they know, nigga, that black don't mean shit, nigga. You black, oh, there ain't nobody coming to save you. Well, railroad your ass up in this bitch. You don't know shit. You don't know about none of this stuff that we got going on in here. And we study like, oh man, yeah, we black, man. That shit, man.
Yeah, we got to be strategic with this. You understand? So
That's
we
why
see the move.
niggas would be like, niggas would be like, oh man, I'm Indian, did that, but then you send your kid to school though. That's the shit I don't be getting with. Like niggas don't be all the way down with this shit like they be talking about, bro. Like if you send your kid to school, then you sending them to be another motherfucking puppet for this government, bro. Because that's what they gonna learn when they go to that school, bro.
Yeah,
You can be
that's
like, oh, when they come home, bro. No, they with them 8 hours a day, bro. Nah, buddy, ain't gonna be that easy.
that's why we got to keep putting it in the children at home. They got to be
Oh yeah,
putting in
I
them home.
know. Dude, I'm living proof, bro. I got 7 children, bro. My kids don't go to their schools. They don't fucking around.
Even like I do with my children, like my daughter, I tell they still they got to know who they is, and I just give them the message: don't get confused when you go out there in the world, because the world is built like that to try to give you an identity outside your door. You understand
Hell
what I'm saying?
yeah, them motherfuckers here in St. Louis, they calling the parents, asking them what do you want your kids' pronouns? I'm like, see there, that's man, what the fuck? He
So
a
there's
little
a
boy,
conflict.
bitch. You should be asking me that.
Right, right. So it's incumbent upon us at home. We got to drill in every, and got to show solidarity, and that is worth it. But helping them understand that your bloodline, your greatness is in you. It's in your bloodline. You ain't got to look outside yourself at a motherfucker on the TV or whatever to say, "Hey, I'm great." Nah, man, go do your genealogy, study your history. You got some ancestors fought in wars. Niggas really was about their life. So you got history, the greatness, but they go teach you to be great. They teach you about greatness of everybody else. I just had to bang on a nigga trying to diss BG for Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela ain't did shit for niggas in America. I don't give a fuck. BG or Indian. I don't give a fuck
Wait,
about that shit, man.
who said
Huh?
something about Nelson Mandela?
Nah, they said BG was coming home and their post was so the nigga gonna say y'all act like this nigga Mandela or something. I fired back. Mandela ain't never did nothing for no niggas in America. You niggas over there
Right,
looking
nigga.
up to him. I'm
Nigga, I'm Osceola, motherfucker.
talking about the bloodline. I said he a New Orleans native, nigga. He an Indian. Shit. I'll pick him before I'm gonna pick Mandela. I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. That's Mandela people over there. He ain't my people. No disrespect to him, but I'm riding with my people, man. All that old fake ass shit, man. Nigga uplifting another nigga, man, way across the border, 3,000 motherfucking miles. Ain't never dropped a corn in a nigga bucket. But goddamn, at least this nigga here Indian. Shit. Come on, man.
Hell no, well, you know how them Africans get over here? They don't fuck with us, bro, at all. Trust me. They ain't trying to go into business with your ass or nothing.
So that's the problem with me. I'm saying the solidarity. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I didn't really never get caught up in that whole Pan-African movement. Even when they had little shops down there, man, that lady brought that African shit down there in the Delta and trying to sell that shit. Guess what? She still got it. And nobody buying that shit, man. Nobody ain't putting that shit on, man. Nigga, man, get that, man. Come on, man. Niggas like Jordan. Ain't nobody wearing that shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it just, like, I'm real fucked up about this, the history and shit. And I'm like, damn, like, bro, like, so many people got indoctrinated. And I be looking at my people, like, my people don't wear no fucking dashikis, no none of that shit. My people fucking hustlers are just, they'll get the fuck out of the way, bro. Like, ain't nobody finna talk shit to my people. That's just who we are. Crazy.
I ain't never seen no Africans sewing no goddamn blankets and shit up like my grandma used to do.
The lecture top
Oh,
this
them
the
blankets.
lecture. That brother just said, man.
Yeah, you know them little blankets that grandma used to make and shit with the yarn and shit, crocheting, whatever the hell that shit is. I ain't never seen no Africans do that.
Hey,
Man, ain't no.
Superior, you remember what you said about them blankets, bro?
You talking about with the George Washington?
Nah, hold on. Nah, he talking about sewing.
Quilt.
Yeah,
My grandma,
with your fingers.
my aunt kept them blankets a long time, man.
Yeah. You
with
remember
all
I
them
was on
different
live
patterns and
and I
shit.
told you? Yeah, I told you. Remember Superior? I told you my grandma told me who sold all our blankets in the family.
Yeah.
That shit hurt my heart.
Yeah. So our culture, man, we got to at some point, you know, some people just gonna get left behind because they gonna be stuck on that train to Africa. That's it's in them. That's the sad reality of it. But again, I don't think that's gonna be most of them. I think that stat number, 27% to 72, is what it's gonna be. 7 out of 10 niggas gonna choose their Indian side. The other 3 niggas, they gonna choose the African side. One probably because they got some financial
Bro,
tie
I, I
or
used I
yeah,
used
it's
to
gonna
be
be
a Pan-African, right? So nigga,
yeah.
ain't no African side, bro. Like that's all that stuff. It's a lie, bro. Just like y'all, like the title of y'all video say, bro. That shit is a lie, bro. We not African at all, bro. You go through both sides of your family, and you got Indians on both sides of your family, or like the Creek. You go back through the archives, the Creek Indians were niggas. Basically, they basically called them niggas, bro. They was
Always
niggas,
have
bro. And
this
one
is
of them was down. One of them was down with enslaving people, and one of them wasn't. So they ran into Florida, and they was called the Runaways, right? The Seminoles, the Runaways, the Wild Ones. Because you got to ask yourself, why would a mestizo Mongoloid be called the Runaway? Fuck, he was running away from.
right,
But they make you believe that he the Indian and he took you in and you was his slave, even though Florida was free. What the fuck?
right,
Florida
yeah,
was free, so how am I his slave? And then you got all these stories of me being the most fierce warrior. I'm the most fierce warrior, but then I'm supposed to go out to Oklahoma and be his slave after I done fought against I'm gonna fight against the US government for 40 years, but then I'm gonna let some Mexicans rule over me. Bro, that shit don't even make sense.
nah. Nah, that's their job though. They twist the story. They just, you know what I'm saying? They don't roll over it. You
They
know, they
writing the
say,
story though. If you read the books, they telling you the real story. It's the education where they got the textbooks and they gather up the information that they want us to know, and then they make us take a test on it. You know what I'm saying? Then we take the
well,
test on it, and once we
the
take the
further
test on it, that's how we get indoctrinated, bro. But well, that's why I
pass,
guess they said you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book.
well, check this out right here then, right? You know, they say they had a law that niggas couldn't read, right? They ain't want you to read, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, what you want to say? Think about this. Why would that make sense? Because they're writing their stories at the same time. They don't want you to
yeah.
be able to read to see what they're doing.
Right, right, right.
That's why it wasn't about because you wanted that.
That I
No,
wanted
they
to
didn't
add,
want.
I wanted to ask some brothers this right here, and I wanted to know if they thought this was weird. All right. Anyway, I had a side note because I was thinking about Dr. Umar because he always be talking about Frederick Douglass, but Frederick Douglass basically he an Indian. You can Google that shit and it say he an Indian. But this the funny thing that I thought about Frederick Douglass because I done read all these little books, memoirs, and speeches, and then I read the Black Indian slave narrative, right? So they writing down what these so-called Black Indian slaves said, right? And bruh, this nigga Frederick Douglass sound like he was some goddamn England, Oxford, goddamn graduate from England, bro. The way that this nigga wrote, bro, for him to be a goddamn slave that taught himself how to read and write, bro. Like the way he was using his words, bro, it sound like you reading some goddamn what's the motherfucking name that write all the plays? William Shakespeare. Like he using words like that, and I'm like, bro, I thought he was a slave and he just ran from slavery. Like it don't even make sense for him to have a big ass vocabulary like that if he was a fucking slave, bro. This shit doesn't even make sense. If you read any of his speeches, bro, this dude, he sound college educated.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't no cotton picking slave. He's sitting around somewhere in the office.
There's no way
Nah,
the way this dude, the way he was an
I thought
orator and
he was
writing
a
his speeches.
slave owner. I
He
thought he
probably
was a
was 9
slave
times out
owner.
of 10. Because listen, when you read his autobiography, right? I seen somebody put up a goddamn one of them TikToks talking about the brutal history of black children in slavery. But then you reading goddamn Frederick Douglass, he basically saying that shit was a playground while he was on the plantation. All the kids played while the motherfucking grown-ups worked, and his grandma was running everything. If you read this shit, bro, and then he say his grandparents was darker than his parents. But then all that shit don't make sense because you telling me a story from when you was one. If they took you away from your mama when you was one, how the fuck you remember all this?
That lets so
But that's just me just thinking, I just be thinking, I'm reading it, but then I'm thinking as I'm reading, I'm like, damn, nigga, they took you away from your mama when you was one. How the fuck do you remember? How do you remember all that?
Mm.
I gotta do a little bit more research. I just found him on my tree. He's not a blood relative. He married one of like a third cousin or fourth cousin of mine. So he's an in-law, but he popped up on my tree. Um,
Who that?
Frederick Douglas.
Reggie Douglas did? Oh, all right.
Popped up on my tree. So that's like through a third cousin in-law type shit. He married into and shit. But yeah, man, it's a few people, man. I've been doing my genealogy, and it's a few people that's
Yeah,
starting to pop.
Frederick Douglass had a speech against the American colonization society that was trying to send black people to Africa and shit. He had a whole speech talking about nigga, he American, his ancestors is American, everything about him is American. He ain't going to Africa, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, man, I'm gonna do a little bit more research. Um, shit, man, there's a few people, man, but all I say is bloodline is important. Genealogy. Um, so yeah, I don't give a fuck about what no topic say, man. If you an Indian, say you're an Indian. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna do shit. Fuck them. I tell my cousin that. He
Then
gonna
then when you look up Indian surnames, bro, them all the names that you heard when you was sitting in elementary school and the teacher used to call out everybody's name and shit. Them is all the names that's on the Indian surname. I'm talking about the Chickasaw, the Cherokee, the Sim, all these motherfuckers last name Jones, Williams, Smith. Bro, I ain't never seen none of them people with them last names.
Yes, facts.
So I'm like, bro, they telling you got your name from the slave master. So I'm like, so why are these motherfucking so-called Indians who never was slaves, why the fuck they got the same names?
Yeah, I was
Why they
reading.
got them names?
I think it's another book written in 1982 about the family, or it's a journal of American Indians. I can't get the book name at the moment, but they got it on PDF. And they talking about, yeah, I'm full blooded. My mom's and pop's full blooded, and our last name are Brown. And whoop, whoop. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, how many brothers and sisters last name Brown? These people talking about they full blooded Indian.
Yeah, but that's that bullshit because they wasn't doing no blood testing shit back then. All this shit is Jedi mind tricks, nigga. Fuck you mean you blood you don't know if you full. That's the government shit talking about some you full blooded. Because when they was seeing niggas dark, they was talking about some you mixed with African or you mixed with Negroes. Like,
Right, right.
you wasn't taking no blood test back then. So how would you
And
know?
and
You
and
wouldn't
who
know.
who are you testing anyway? Are you testing the Mongoloids, or who you testing? Who's the standard? Can show me a picture
Yeah,
of the person that's the standard of a full blooded one.
look, I live right outside Monk's Mounds, bro. They ain't gonna dig in there. They don't want to know what's up under there. They know what's up under there. And then in Cahokia, this the funny part. Cahokia is all that part of Illinois, bro. It's all black people. This shit is weird, bro. Where the mound is, it's all black people. East St. Louis, all that area. This where the black people live at. But you want to tell me that it was some other people that was there?
Nah, a lot of people said that's why genealogy puts you in the places. And then you look at the history and you look at the wars and then the times, it puts the people are right there. You don't see those people that they call the Native Americans. You don't see that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But I'll say this about I'll say this about Britain. I think I heard he ain't on here now, but I think James had mentioned this. And I'll say this. about admixtures. Bro, you can breed out and breed in a bloodline. So
Yep.
for instance, if 4 generations ago a European married into your family, if if your great great grandfather as an offspring marries another Indian woman, bro, after so many generations, there is no European.
Yep.
If you mix a pit bull and a Rottweiler one generation, and you take that dog and you mix it with start breeding it with a full blooded pit or a full blooded rock, the generations gonna eventually go back to the blood. The full It's gonna come back more. It's gonna be more pure. So that's the whole point of them trying to breed in. But you got to keep that going. Other words, after successive generations, it's no longer there. The traces are small and minute.
Oh yeah. And the point of that is also talking about dog breed, that all these dogs are had to be created through other admixtures. So when you're
Right.
talking about the original dog, none of y'all are the original.
Right? The wolf is the original, right?
Yeah.
So you can't breed out that, man. Yeah. You gotta have a successive breed. You gotta have successive generations of doing that. But if you don't continue that, which they didn't. But some people did. That's why on some tree on one line, one person, like with my uncle, he started marrying white women. So now guess what? All those people gonna look what? Caucasian. But on
Right.
his sister side, my side, we are dark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So
so it's just like if you go to the in Britain, you know what I'm saying, if you trying to be a true line of the descendants of the original empire, you gotta have some Moorian, you gotta have some black in. You know what I'm saying? So when people try to designate a certain blood type of, Indian, you know what I'm saying, Indian American, you gotta have some black in you. That's where it comes down to. I mean,
Right.
period.
How come in London, which you brought up London, how come you can tell the difference between them just like you can tell the difference between us and an African? So they out in Britain, but you can tell the difference between them and motherfuckers that come directly from Africa. Why is that?
Oh yeah, you can see the admixture. All of them are admixtures, man.
I can look at people. I can
Oh
look at
yeah, come get it.
continental Africans. Some people say they look like
Look,
American
you
women. No,
been
bro, I can look in
good,
their
good.
eyes. Bro, I can look in their eyes and tell.
You got 20 minutes, you going to sleep.
I can look and tell. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna hit that shit right on the head, bro. I know what an American woman looks like, American stock, and I know what that stock looks like over there across the water. Bro,
Oh
you
yeah.
Yep.
just at
And
first glance, people say, "Oh, they
what's
look
funny,
alike."
what's
Pay
funny, you
attention.
can look at a black chick from Venezuela, Brazil, and they look like us, bro. Colombia. Look at the black people
Hmm.
from that area. You be like, God damn, they look just like American chick.
I see them every day, homie. I stay in the Spanish neighborhood. I see Puerto Ricans. I swear to God, if you the street, you'll think she a black lady because they got the texture hair. They don't got that European straight hair, stringy hair. They got the skin tone. They got the nose, the eyes. And if they don't speak Spanish, you'll swear she a black woman. American
Oh
black,
yeah.
put it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
American black, definitely.
I see these people over here more closer, you know what I'm saying, the stock than not what they talking about over there. So I rarely see that. I rarely see that. I don't know what they talking about. They look like. I don't know, bro. Not to me, they don't. Similarities here and there, but nah.
Oh yeah. It's a certain breed. Like we all recognize it. No one, other people who are not in the ethnic group, you know what I'm saying, don't recognize it, but we can recognize it. It's
Nah,
like,
yeah, to them we all look alike.
yeah, it's like, Asian people, some people can't
Yeah.
recognize a Cambodian or a Thai or, things like that unless you really be around them. You know what I'm saying? But if you around us, you can tell it's a certain breed, it's a certain look, you know what I'm saying, that we all, you know what I'm saying, and it's a certain demeanor. You can tell somebody, you know what I'm saying, from somewhere
Yeah,
else, just how
yeah,
they,
like the other day
swag.
when I seen the battle rapper slap the other battle rapper with the cake. funny thing, because I work with one of them niggas. But the other one, as soon as I seen him, I say, bro, he an African or something, ain't he? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, I can tell how the way he acting. That motherfucker got slapped with a cake and didn't do shit. He's talking about some,
he
yeah, wait till Saturday. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, you gotta
he
be
com-
informed.
he already know we are not that composed in the situation. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Nigga, you're not about to Chris Rock me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mm.
we're not, man. I mean,
Mm-mm.
we're not the same. They didn't come from no being and through no shit. No, we just were never the same people, man. Plain and simple. But people want to push that idea, and nah. So that's the biggest problem we got is correcting the narrative. And so that's a hard one, man.
Hey, though,
Right,
what
right.
about what y'all think about those Africans though kicking out the French out their country?
I mean, to me, it's like if you don't have a country without the French, you got to watch out how you move. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to create your own dollar. You got to create your own ports. Are they ready to put in the work for that? If you ain't put in the work
Hey,
for that,
hey,
I don't, I don't
that what
believe you
they
yet.
claiming, bro? Because it's like 6 countries that's all doing it at the same time, and they in solidarity. They like if you invade them, you invading all of us.
Yeah, that shit sound good, but you ain't got no nukes. You ain't building no ships, no submarines. I don't know. I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Until you start building yourself like a country ready to
They
go
can
to war.
they can ally with the Russians though. They can get all that shit from the Russians
Okay.
if America and France don't blow them up first.
That's what I'm saying. that's what I'm saying. It's like what Tupac say, man, when you get your money right, you can go to war.
But look though, the France get all their uranium from Niger, bro. They wouldn't even have no lights on if they wasn't raping Niger, bro.
That's
So
right.
my check this out, right?
Europe ain't got shit. They don't got shit but the United States selling them weapons and shit. That's all they got for real. They don't got no minerals and they don't got none of that shit. All they got is motherfuckers willing to motherfucking pop that strap, bro. And
Man,
that's
they
what we
boofing
need,
them people
motherfuckers
up,
that's
man.
willing to go with them with the same force and fatality, bro. Until you get that, they gonna always be, you know what I'm saying? They always gonna be in,
Folks better
they
take
gonna do you like what's his name in California?
Gaddafi. Oh,
No,
California. Oh,
in California, the Black Panther dude.
oh yeah, Huey,
No, not Huey. Talking
Bobby.
about the one. Nah, the one, the
Yeah,
one, the one that was the one that was beefing with the African niggas.
one that was beefing with the African nigga.
Yeah, the niggas that was beating the drums and wearing the kente cloths and shit. The government was on their side and they was against the Panthers. That's why we got Kwanzaa and all that shit. The government backed
Oh
them.
yeah, a Kumbra. What's his name?
No,
Kwame.
he was the gang banging nigga that turned Black Panther in LA and shit. Goddamn, he got killed on the campus and shit. I can't remember his name. It's slipping my motherfucking brain. He got killed on the campus by the African niggas and shit. And the African niggas end up having Kwanzaa and shit. And now you celebrate Kwanzaa and your goddamn
So
Black
he
Panther.
wasn't the one who started Kwanzaa. You saying he was
Who? The guy that swatted Kwanzaa? Yeah, he was with the African niggas that killed Bunchy. What's his name? Bunchy Carter?
Bunchy Carter? Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's the name. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
smoked him. They smoked the
Right.
Black Panther dude. And the motherfucking 501c3 started goddamn putting their money behind beating the African drums and we African pride and
Mm-hmm.
on your African roots and they put the money
Mm-hmm.
behind that. The government put the money behind that shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Black Panthers wasn't talking about no African.
No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. They was pushing this American line real hard.
Yeah, and Tupac mama named him what? Tupac Amaru. Why she didn't give him an
Mm-hmm.
African name? Why she didn't give him an
Oh yeah.
African name?
Mm. I think.
I mean, that was the time, right? Black and mama,
Yeah.
everybody was African this, African that, and this nigga get a
Mm-hmm.
American name
Mm-hmm.
after his mama beat court cases, so she must know the law.
I mean, that's what the Black Panther was all about. They was on some like, you know what I'm saying, Constitution, man. Constitution was their religion. You know what I'm saying? You got to religiously open up the books. You know what I'm saying? That was
But
the only way to really beat them.
look though. In actuality though, bro, that's the only way you can beat them though. You see, if you don't beat them,
Hmm.
you don't beat them through courtroom, through affidavit, bro. If you don't beat them through that, that's the only thing they respect. Or war. If you don't
Yeah.
beat them through affidavit, you got to beat them through war. But they got so many tricks in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they buy time. They'll wait you out. They'll lock up. They'll lock up the case for another generation.
Yeah. Like I was reading this passage in the 18, what was it? The 1889 book of ethnology. Y'all heard of that book before?
Ethnology?
Yeah, it's from the Smithsonian. It's where they went
No.
out to look at the people in the different ethnic groups. Anyway, in this book, he says, I think it's on page 255, whatever. It say the Southern Negro is most doubtly has Indian blood. This is what it say about the Southern Negro. But then in another section, it was talking about how I think it was a Chickasaw from Memphis, in the Memphis area. They were saying that these niggas that had a war with them 100 years ago, but they offspring don't remember nothing about it. They were saying this
Mm.
in this book, and it said that the first train, the first toy train and railroad track was invented by a
Right.
goddamn black man, was invented by a Negro, but a white man killed him and stole the patent.
Hmm.
This is in their book, it's
Oh
written in
yeah.
this book. And it was telling about how black people had the story. Y'all ever heard of Uncle Remus?
Ofarima? No.
No, Uncle Remus.
Uncle
Yeah.
Remus?
Yeah, Uncle Remus. That's where they get the
Yeah.
story of that's where they get the story of the mischievous bunny, Peter Rabbit, whatever, all that stuff. They get this
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
from
That riddle.
they get this stuff from black folklore, right? And then they
Right.
say, well, they was like, well, how come the Indians know it if they ain't had no contact with the black people? Or how the black people know it if that's the Indians' folklore? I swear they
Right.
talking about this in this book. It's called the Ethnology 1889. Y'all
Hmm.
heard of the Wilmington coup?
The Wilmington. Oh yeah, up there in North Carolina.
Yeah, Wilmington in
Yeah. Hmm.
1899, where
When
they
they
basically
pulled
just
out all them brothers in office.
yeah, they just basically took over the
Hmm.
whole town, burned down the newspapers, yeah, ransacked the
Yeah.
library, did all that shit, and took over the
Hmm.
town.
And they
That's
killed
how.
they killed the representatives out there, the politicians
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah. They killed them all. They killed them all. They killed the coroner. They killed the chief of police. They killed everybody. And they
Yeah.
basically just did that. They just basically started doing that all through the beginning of the 19th century, whatever the fuck you want to call it. In the 1900s, they just
Right.
started
Right.
doing that shit all over the place, man.
That's the Reconstruction era.
Yeah, that's the
That's
real
that's
Reconstruction.
that's when they start getting their power.
And then look, I'm from St. Louis, but I
Hmm.
was going to taking my kids down to visit some family in Dallas, Texas, right? And on the
Hmm.
way back, I'm riding through Oklahoma. I get flagged, and they do their thing, right?
Hmm.
So so they trying to give me a gun case. We had a gun on us, whatever, right?
Right.
So now I got to do my research on the state of Oklahoma. So when I'm reading up their constitution, bro, do you know these motherfuckers what they did? And I'm believing this what all these crackers did, bro, because we was on the land, right? What they
But so
did
you.
was
Hmm.
what they did was outlaw common law, right? And common law is you can't harm a person, their property, and you can't swindle them, right? But
Right.
once they applied for statehood, right? The first thing I think that shit before they fucking preamble, bro. I swear to God. The first thing they did was I swear, bro, the first thing they did was outlaw the common law, right? And
Hmm.
anything done, it's for the furtherance of the state, bro. So now you can't
Right.
win. That's how they can hang you. Then when they
Right.
get into the courtroom, ain't nothing gonna happen to them because it was for the furtherance of the state, bro. Because the
Hmm.
state of Oklahoma was made by KKK members, bro. That was when the KKK came back big and they basically flooded Indian territory with motherfucking immigrants,
Right.
right?
Right.
And the motherfuckers made their own basically state and started trying to put their law upon you. Cause I'm like, if this is your territory, what the fuck is you doing here?
Right. And that's why the Indians is right now pushing pushing back. They got the whole like motherfucking Oklahoma almost back as far under their territory.
Yeah, well, I don't
You
know.
know what
Them
I'm
white
saying?
people running shit out there. Like I said, I beat the case because I knew, I ain't
Well,
really beat it. They
it may
dropped
be
it.
white
So I
Indians.
called their ass out.
That don't even make no sense, man. Not to be able to have a pistol in Oklahoma. I mean, as much as
Oh yeah, bro.
that's an outlaw
And
state.
bro, listen. They law say, nigga, you can't be around a gun and you can't even have a toy gun, nigga. They
Damn.
write up them law. They write up them laws so ambiguous, bro, that they can get you for anything. And I'm like, bro, I'm not a resident of Oklahoma, bro. What the fuck?
Right.
That shit don't apply
Right.
to me. You trying to say
Mm-hmm.
I'm a convicted felon? I say, but that felony is from Georgia, bro. So if
Right.
that's the case, this supposed to be a federal. This federal, right? If I'm crossing state line, that's federal, bro. What the fuck? The
Yep.
Fed's supposed to pick this up. They thinking
Right.
I'm dumb. They trying to offer me 10 years at the door, bro. I'm talking about, and look, this the crazy part. The punk ass lawyer, they didn't want the person that was in the car with me. They didn't want to talk to them. I'm like, what? How you ain't gonna talk to the person that was in the car with me? So now I'm like, oh, y'all already on some funny shit. So I record the conversation with the lawyer, with the pretending, right? The pretend lawyer, right? Public defender, right? I record this bitch, right? Look, man, I'm gonna play it on live stream one day. The bitch asked me was I'm Indian. Bitch, why the fuck is you asking me if I'm Native American? If you looking at me, I'm black. What the fuck is you asking me that for?
You supposed
You
to
hear
say
me?
yeah on that. Say
Oh
yeah
yeah,
so you
I
can get
did. I
pushed to the
told her,
feds.
I told her yeah, and I went on Walter Plecker and all that shit. I went on that when she asked me was I a Native American. I did that.
Right.
But on top of that, the bitch told me that they was racist, bro, and they gonna railroad me if I don't take the 10 years. The bitch basically just tell me that straight out. Like, look, this is what they do to
Right.
black people. I got the bitch on tape saying this to me, bro.
Oh yeah. She let you know. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there before.
Like you don't take
Let's
these
say
10
one county over, you'll get 5 years. The next county over, you can get 5 days. It just depends on what county is,
yeah,
how they feel about you, man.
yeah, because some of them must be on some straight redneck ass shit. So
And you know the worst thing to hear in law, the worst word to hear in law is discretion. That's the worst thing because
yeah, right.
that means how I feel. How I feel, not justice. That ain't got nothing to do with justice. That means how the courtroom feels
Yep,
about you. That's
yep.
called discretion.
Cause I'm like, bro, if you stop my car, right, and you say, oh, I'm just gonna give you I'm just gonna get you just gonna give me a warning, but then 2 seconds later, I'm sitting in your car, nigga, you just prolong the traffic stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's against the law, right? So why is they
I
even trying
don't
to
know.
proceed? Soon as I make that point, you supposed to throw it out. But nah, they want to, they want to hardball you. They want to keep me driving from St. Louis back to punk ass Oklahoma and shit 10 times
Mm-hmm.
out the year and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to
Mm-hmm.
throw just to throw this shit out because they knew they ain't had shit on me in the first place. And since I
Right.
wasn't one of them ass niggas that goddamn, they scared me into taking the 10 years, they end up dropping that shit. But shit, they got
Oh,
me
they
out of
dropped
they
it? I'm doing well.
yeah, they dropped that shit.
That's what's up, bro. I
They
mean,
dropped it
you
because
already
look,
know.
I already knew that I would win in appeal.
Right.
Like how you locking me? How you locking me up? This is what I told them. And this is what you got to tell them in every situation, bro. If any crime, there got to be a victim, right?
Yeah.
Got to be a victim in the crime. The state can't be the victim, bro. And see,
Right.
they try to run that shit on nigga if you don't know no better. If you don't know no better,
Right.
they'll run that shit. They'll run that shit on your ass, have your ass pleading out, right?
They
But
say it gotta be a victim.
it got to be a victim. If there's no victim, there's no crime.
Man, I ain't
So
never
who the
heard
victim?
that one, man. What if you?
So
What if
yeah,
you? What if you? What if
I'm
you smoking crack?
I'm telling you that it's
Ain't being a crackhead illegal? Smoking dope?
well, listen, it's only illegal because a bunch of white people got in the room, and then we don't fight nothing back that they come out here and tell us. But is that shit really illegal if you ain't hurting nobody? I was in the I was in the state building one time where they were trying to get a law passed for midwives to have insurance because I had a baby at home and one of my babies passed away because the midwife bitch didn't show up or
Man,
whatever.
sorry to hear
Yeah,
that. Damn.
yeah. So we was trying to get a law passed to make them have insurance, right? And while we was up there having the little punk ass whatever congressman motherfuckers listen to our case, they was having a case on some kind of pharmacy case up there. Man, them motherfucking pharmacists' phones was them motherfuckers, they wasn't even in the courtroom. They was in the hallway, nigga. They phones was jumping. They was out there filling prescriptions. So the shit they was filling prescription for, I ain't gotta tell you what that medicine be doing to people and all the side effects of the medicine they be motherfucking selling people and shit.
Oh, they on that fentanyl, baby. They stay selling it.
Yeah, you know, ambulance got fentanyl on them in every ambulance.
Exactly. I'm already knowing. That's the connect to have them. Man.
Yeah, so you know the game plan is they go into a room, they watch and see what the niggas do, right? And then they go in the room and they make a law to regulate it and shit. And then, like I said, us not being Indians, not taxed in our true form, we under their jurisdiction, so they do what they do, bro. Because I don't understand how the fuck us as black people let these motherfuckers take over the weed industry, bro. This shit is
because
crazy.
everything is regulated in a certain house. And white folks what do the racist people always scream when they want control over a certain environment? What law do they always claim? They always claim state law. Yeah. This is not how we do it in this state. This is not how we do it in this state. So you got to get out of the state, get federally recognized as a tribe.
Yep.
And then
that's what's in the Civil Rights Act. That's what's in the Civil Rights Act. Because
so the reason why
they spent all these years locking us up, pulling us over, talking about it smelled like marijuana in the car. Right. All this y'all did, locking us up, all this crazy shit to you legalizing it, and we don't even control the market. Like, that's crazy.
Because the state wanted to make sure that we had this experience with drugs. The state wanted that to happen. You know what I'm saying? The state is always going to be controlled by the representative and the governor that got some old slick ass way to kill the Indians. Sure. And he gonna make sure that you're not federally recognized under a tribe, so you can be manipulated with every fine-tooth law that's in the courtroom. Because the feds is the feds. We know when niggas in the feds, they got you red-handed. You know what I'm saying? They got you red-handed. Because they gonna wait to build up a case. The federal law, the federal court is way different than state court. State court gonna keep on hitting you by anything you do.
Hell yeah, them motherfuckers nigga, they blindfold throw against the wall just to see if they
right. The Fed don't do like that. The Fed like, okay, I see you working, but I'm gonna let you keep working to nail you to the cross.
Bro, I got it on tape. I told this bitch, I said, lady, you ain't talked to me no more than 5 minutes, and you trying to get me to commit to 10 years? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's what I told her, nigga. Like, is you crazy?
Right.
You ain't even asked me what the fuck happened.
Right. You didn't ask me about my breakfast, nigga. Like, did I brush my teeth today? Like, how's your family doing?
This what she offering. This what she offering. He just trying to get me to sign, nigga. As soon as I stepped in the room, I say,
right. Don't know you from a can of paint, man. Just throw away 10 years for us, man. You got it. I promise you, man. But that's the major reason, man, that we were pushed out being federally recognized. Even if you had your own, even if you had your tribe recognition, you know what I'm saying? If it was a majority Negro, considered a Negro looking tribe, oh, it's not gonna be federally recognized. I need that ethnic group. That I need that ethnic group.
It was over 1,200 some tribes, and they only recognized 500. So you already know, nigga, if you black, they not recognizing you.
Yeah, I like, you know what I'm saying? Most of the Congolians wasn't gonna be because they were dark.
Hold on, but the Massachusetts tribe, bro, they website used to have like they little powwows and family reunions on that bitch. They took that shit off of there now because niggas was on there. Bruh, it was all niggas, bro. The Massachusetts tribe was niggas, bro. I said, what the fuck? It was on their website, but now when you go on the website, they don't show the pictures no more.
Yeah, I believe you. That's where my family in the 1700s, Maryland and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where we were at. You know what I'm saying? Last name Browns. You know what I'm saying? That's where we were at. You know what I mean? And just the whole.
1803.
Oh, okay. Well, man, you keep on going, bro. Keep on going. You know what I'm saying?
1803 in Virginia.
Yep. Keep on going, man, because you're gonna find out. You're gonna go all the way, man, inshallah, man. You're gonna go all the way to 1400s on their asses, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they say, certain tribes, you know what I'm saying, didn't have the genealogy written down. But, as far as indigenous tribes didn't keep records. But you can go across seas, you know what I'm saying, and find records in their libraries.
They just totally disregard that France had this area for a long time.
Right. So it depends on who books you're reading off of to find your genealogy. You got to see what territory it was, and then if it was another colony, country, colony, then you got to go to their genealogy. But yeah, man, that's just the real talk about being federally recognized. On another note, I went to the movies today, and you can tell the movies is listening to us because I went to go see Michael J. White movie, Johnny Black. It's a Western movie, and the Western movies you got to pay attention to because they're gonna put some Indians in there, right?
And the nigga always can speak the Indian language. That shit is so fucking weird.
So guess what, Michael J. Guess what he did? He make his own movies. He produced, right? No, I mean he probably don't write, but he produces his own movies, right? They mostly go overseas because a lot of support is overseas.
Yeah, I've been fucking with him since Black Dynamite, though.
I promise you. And so it was one of them Black Dynamite type of movies, you know what I'm saying? Comical and shit, right? But Western. So he made all the Indians. Are you ready for this? He made all the Indians look what? What you think he made them look like?
He made them look like niggas.
Nope. He made them niggas have blue eyes, nigga. I kid you not. It was a blue-eyed white boy Indian walking around that motherfucker and speaking Indian language. Like, you know what I'm saying? He poked fun of what's going on today.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
I mean, the motherfucker was putting. You ever see like the white boy who's trying to act hella black? Like he talk more slang than you.
What's the name of the movie?
Johnny Black. Outlaw. His name is Johnny Black, but it's this Outlaw.
He's supposed to Ben came out with that movie.
Nigga, that shit was hilarious. He had the white boy acting Indian. He was like, "How? Yes," speaking all the Indian vernacular, everything. You know what I'm saying? Just putting on super thick, blue eyed like a motherfucker. Even had blonde hair.
I always thought about that. I'm like, bro, you always hear about the goddamn Indian calling the white man pale face. I'm like, so how the fuck is the Indian a pale face now? That doesn't even make sense.
This shit was hilarious.
if you were the pale face, then what the fuck? Both of y'all niggas
Man,
got pale face. Look, I'm
it
reading
was.
this book. I'm reading this book about the war, bro, and it's saying that the Indians raided the fort. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
in Indiana or some motherfucking where. They killed
Right.
all the white people. They killed
Mm-hmm.
all the half breeds and freed the blacks. And then they said that their almighty one told them, yeah, kill the half breeds and the whites. I'm like,
Hmm.
but I'm like, why? I'm like, but if they have breeds, why would they kill the half breeds? Why would they kill the people that look like them and save the
Right.
niggas? They don't even. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
That don't
Right.
make no
Right.
sense, bro. Y'all be telling stories that don't make no sense at all, bro. Like John
Right.
Horse with the Seminoles, he doing all the negotiating and writing up treaties and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, so the mongoloid Asian looking mug gonna let the black dude do all his business dealings? Like,
Well,
okay.
well, see, that's the whole point, man. Whenever we read into history, it's hard, but you gotta drop all the propaganda that you've been fed. You gotta drop the
Right.
propaganda of what each person looks like. Number one, you don't know if it's a Mongoloid Indian or not, or it's a Negroid Indian. You don't know. You don't know how much contact this tribe has had with
With that,
overseas,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and with this particular type of us black men. You know what I'm saying? So you already know it's so many tribes that had interactions with different type of European settlers in countries and already had those type of agreements. So they make us have this cowboy and Indian relationship with the past. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of savages, and then the white boy come through gunslinging, and then the nigga in chains. He don't know where to run. He's scared of Indians. He's scared of white folks. He's scared of his shadow. He just hide up under a cactus and pray to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? that's that's
This nigga said everything.
right. We just keep running. Eyes don't know where to go, but I got to go.
I'm just follow the North Star.
All
Freedom.
right, I'm gonna follow the
Go to
North
Canada
Star.
on your ass.
Hey, but meanwhile, when you get to Canada, they locking up Indians and put them in dormitory to make them worship what they. So where you really running to? You know what I'm saying? So that whole story was, what I'm saying, all falsehood anyway. But another thing I want to ask about tonight was I was trying to get onto the lecture. The lecture was tonight, wasn't it? The debate.
Somebody said how was the debate, but I'm over debating, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm over that shit.
Yeah, man, I wanted to see how him and Gorilla got down. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, it was an interesting topic or whatnot.
Cause I like I said, I used to be a Pan-African man, and I
Yeah.
like a motherfucker say, you can't make a motherfucker understand for
Nah.
you. But I've been nigga, I had a bullhorn and I was speaking this information out at the Mike Brown protest, bro. So it's like, bro,
Yeah.
ain't no
Yeah. The
like,
bullhorn speaking out against what?
oh, I was telling nigga this our land and this why they going out like this. This why the militia. I said these ain't police officers, this the militia. I said that's why they got all their faces covered up. Man, who the fuck
Conquistadors.
these motherfuckers had?
Conquistadors, man.
They had 50 cals on tanks pointing at us, nigga. Man, that shit was crazy, bro. And I'm like, bro, they only do that shit, nigga, because this our shit, and they afraid of us. But like I said, they wrote that shit in the law.
Look,
The 19, yeah.
once you riot, look, I'm from Oakland, California. So if you go to California and you know the history of California, we have the most ethnic riots of any state. Niggas be thinking, you know what I'm saying, oh, the South is racist, and no, nigga, it don't jump off no more than California. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you're saying is factual. Once you get into a hot-blooded situation with your government, they know you can make them open up those books at any point now. And then you're going to find out how how they've been doing you, like how they was doing motherfuckers in Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? When they was talking about, nigga, they was handing out more tickets than there are people in Ferguson. You know what I'm saying?
I'm from St. Louis, bro. So yeah, I know about all that, and I know about how when the gay people came and took over the movement, bro. I was out there,
Right,
bro. I
right.
was really out there.
So when you actually see the blood sucking system that they got in there written in law, then you can see, oh damn, that's why all I gotta do is just drive a few feet out of my zip code and motherfucking no more potholes. All the lights poles are painted,
Yeah,
freshly coated.
yep,
You be like,
yep.
damn, nigga, but right across the street, nigga got
Man,
the whole street upside down with train tracks coming through the motherfucker. And the train ain't came through here since the 1700s.
Bro, it looked like it looked like them niggas in East St. Louis don't pay taxes, bro. I
I
swear,
promise you.
bro.
I promise you, bro.
You ever seen East St. Louis? You be like, God
Yeah, I
damn,
rode
bro.
through East St. Louis. Yeah, my boy from St. Louis, Corey, his last name Woods. You know what I'm saying? I got some Woods out there. I got some
bro. You
locals
be
out
like,
there.
God damn, nigga, they don't put no tax dollars in this motherfucking town, nigga. What the fuck?
Nah. That's where they put all the third world immigrant businesses at. You know what I'm saying? To bleed out whatever resources is even left. Because you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be nothing there after the white folks bled niggas dry all the way up into the 80s. Then they moved another ethnic group to get the rest of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Money. You know what I'm saying? But it used to be the Jews down there, the Italians down there when your mom was growing up. You know what I'm saying? That's who owned all the stores, the grocery stores. But since
my grandma said in the 40s you had to get off the sidewalk if white people was on the street.
Yeah, now you ain't gonna ever see a white person in your generation. Shit over there, you ain't gonna see no white people. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, they gentrified Cherokee Street. Nigga, ain't nothing but white people.
Oh, okay. So now y'all going through phase 3. Yeah.
Funny and fruity ass motherfuckers over there. You like, what the hell?
Yeah, they flying the sodomizing flags is going crazy off the porch and everything. They got the sodomizing flag, and then they got the Black Lives Matter flag right next to the gay flag, right? That's how they doing, right?
Bruh, I got niggas. I live right behind a church that got a big ass trans sign outside and a motherfucking big ass flag out front of it. Outside the church, nigga.
Yeah, that's Lucifer Church right there. They come on in. Come on and get your baptism on.
Man, these people wilding, boy.
And see.
You can complain about it, but what they doing, they make laws about it. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, according to
because again, hold on. Don't because again, they not protected by state law. They protected by federal law. Discrimination, that hate crime, you know what I'm saying? That's federal stuff.
But the feds gonna come in. Because I'm in my state, they can't get married. They can't get married in Missouri, man.
Right. That's again state law shit. That's state law.
They go right across the water to Illinois and get married.
Right. But it may not be recognized under your taxes though when they start filing. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the next movement, I believe, is for us on the internet to start really coming together and writing plebiscites to get federally recognized. You know what I'm saying? That has got to be the next push because it's good, like you said, to have this.
Do that is throw away your state identifications. Throw away all that shit. You can't say that we from somewhere else.
Because y'all going into the because I hear it all the time, like dealing with people that's talking about what we talking about. People talking about I don't want to be black no more. Like I want to be who I want to be, this and that. And it's like when I look at it, from my generation perspective, a 90s baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, why in the fuck would this government ever help me? You see what I'm saying? So
Never, never,
It's
um
been
never
doing
will.
it all this time and just going against you all this time.
Hell yeah.
it, exactly. So I just kind of feel like it, you know, once you have the lineage, you didn't build your family tree. So to, to me, what we got to do now is it's like everybody just got to do background checks on people. Like, hey, if he say he creep, all right, prove it then, nigga. And then
Right.
once you understand, like, you know, who came here and what the Indians did, like their involvement and shit, then you got to figure out what type of Indian a nigga is. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of this shit, niggas can uh, try to blame it on people all they want to, but our people had a lot to do with this shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the
You
only way
know,
you can lose.
saying
If you're a
It's true,
powerful
but listen, my
group,
question
you
is,
gotta self destruct.
how can you find out, like, nigga be like, what kind of Indian you is, when what they did was some Indian tribes war with each other, some Indian tribes
right,
allied with each other, but all of us was
right,
moving from place to place. Like, okay, I know it was Creek and Yamasee and Seminole and Cherokee where my
Right.
grandma and my grandfather on my mother's side, but on my father's side, they from the Memphis area, and I know Memphis area is where the Chickasaws was from, right? And then I got family members that's all in Mississippi and Louisiana. Those are all different tribes. Now, both of those sides came into my grandma and my grandfather, and then they made my mama. And you know what I'm saying? Then my mama got with, and that's me. So it's
That's
like,
that was
how
the
can I figure?
point. That was the point of me saying that it has to come to a point now that we have to recreate, you know what I'm saying, unity.
No
You know what I'm
tribes, yeah,
saying?
because it's like, how can I pinpoint a tribe when basically, if you look at it, basically all our family trees, it's a Blackfoot that married a Cherokee, or a Cherokee that married a Iroquois, or Iroquois that, because they done
right.
mixed us all over, sending us all over the United States.
Right,
Well,
but if you look at it like this, I mean, you speaking on the Iroquois, this and that. You talking about people that like my people was fucking with the chiefs of the Mohawks and shit like that. Like, so it's like, and then there's the Choctaw as well. So we from different places. We got to figure out, you know, what tribes we come from, this and that, and you just gotta stand on that. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause
hmm
that's what they was doing back then. It didn't matter if their own people was coming at them or other ethnicities. Just stay who you are, and then just be with those people. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I send
But then, like,
motherfuckers to BCU so they can get the truth. Like, this is who you are. You got to figure out, because everybody that's melanated ain't us. You see what I'm saying?
period.
That's the whole
Yep.
point, to separate. I separate Indians from black folks. I separate Indians from black folks and also the black European. That's how deep this shit is. Like, you gotta separate the indoctrinated and the colonizers too.
Right. hmm Yeah. But I mean, separation